abano. Since morning, it hasn't been so. But Uma and Nipano Abumu 4 Abba, the one Nipana Bumu 3 Abba. And Kojo, you're very say, I don't know, hey, money sharing.
Me to say, I see a day of election, I can vote buying be a bem, secretary be a bem. I don't know where it is coming from, whether the MPP, the NEC, or both of them. Now, yes, I did. How far is it true?
Although I disguised myself to sit in the area of NDC.
Okay.
Among phobia and some more initiatives are, and I'm with them. With someone chain, Omoba, Nipano, this Kanamano. Now I call to Abano. We are not in the cab. I was sitting right there, and I was witnessing what they were doing.
Tobo, are you saying, sir, all these guys who got now the camp of the NDC, will be a one? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, in the area. I moved from the area now. I'm 102, a different area. That's a different polling center.
Okay.
And yes, to witness because I'm at BBC Koso. So I had to disguise myself and then move to that direction. I'm part of could do and so it has been same. I'm part of for no a bar now share go card on 200. Initially it was 200 cities, but air could anymore reduce to about 100 cities. That is what I've witnessed now. Many the number that I was saying, kaka culture type no so was four number per 30 minutes. 30 minutes. They very rapid and my who say the former chairman of the NDC, Europe for example, and impediphobi extra the kind of media and I say election center had the election precisely me Mijina on a lorry station hall. Police station and one A and B until one I mean now CA me report you from people are trooping in because cost number you may say everybody wants to come and they witness whatever the election will go until I'm for people are trooping in but also queue no so the queue is very slow and I feel my say and if I 3B at the board people are calling they are calling other guys from home so be a meto or metuaba go on there kobo so ba or say man first kala mamia mento no jina obi no ma so one interesting be buy woman dia I'm go for any free buy or buy or say o mano ska or you 100 in the or pejitri or money jetri and sana by election into one trouble and our sanity a coffee. So that is an interesting year a woman. The election has been smooth apart from Nema see era as a any MPP second vice chairman and Tabono. I don't think we are on the ground. The BNC, the BCA, a more month for us so at the Kessben here. You need a phone power election. I just say you be shit. A form we is answer. You be able to put through a good. You share for the team for anything. So far so good. The election has been very successful, and I think that I improve social security presence now. Fear no panwa Kojo say there. Omo could see more barristers because we are getting to the end of the election. And no one na am I counting no easy for that counting no into you know no more you know money na you need better from the share near ebeko binia.
Okay, me that say but answer na beko no matete say you say constructions cost excavators egua kwan so adwuma is it because of the election and I say a day to day adwuma ongoing project cost what did that and amano abasa meaning so what here.
Yes, Kojo, it's true. Yes, I've witnessed it myself. Near so excavators near Hong Kong, bulldozers a year Juma or Pana so. And he beside you, Bajama say, or Yahweh say, yeah construction yeah kwan no say behind me bi no omo ya na o say be before the buy sa drip initiative no enti someone share my kwan and say they will have to work seriously so that the people at that area also bring the share of the cake enti and one on this but almost human it was almost 3 weeks here. I continues. They don't have to stop. And now, because some election, they are still on the road, doing their work.
Okay, in say the top vote be a ongoing project koso.
In other words, somebody will also say a vote buying because it's from few months now. Yakofa machines are basically constantly we work at a wood by in town we cano but so the Baba Jama and switch say yes continuous a year more yintino when or no who say and your foot buying Kojo.
Let me ask you, the Azoka issue now is the first video that I saw was the warning to Osahene Alex essbenMaakye saying some tone or honoman ka by election in Kebebe Koso a futuno. The second video that I saw had to do with the same Azoka and one of the painful, I think I don't know whether I've forgotten his name or MPP holding no aiding common fe and Ibra Bemwa. Police had to then come in to save situation. Me was send reporters the general more who bibi Now let me ask, did the police move beyond what they saw? Azoka mo Azoka ye na anase enwano no esi ye pata ye enwano no bibia nsibio.
Kojo, I felt sad at some part, but let me say it this way. When I didn't see him, I was in front of Azoka and MPP gentleman no all granting interview no. You granting interview no. Azoka came close to him and not any before cry. For me, I saw that there wasn't any very provoking. And now over say even Azoka came say a very say election ye be winning, but ye not for the enemy there. Now no MPP vice chairman no so to say enka Azoka mo and then enko for be jai for election we are wakutia we I edi ama wo. But who ya say Azoka the wofu na bufo no no conversation na no odin odi na benensa war na phone your mother and the MPP guy was trying to say oh ade no minia no yenyina free not enti yempese baby na akoka say no not for the SCC that they are na yento kwantopa so calm down. But Charlie, you could see that Azoka was trying to, that kind of bullying because his boys were around. Some of them attacked MPP, second vice chairman. The scene that I saw this morning, I was expecting the police quickly. Those guys were involved in this crash. Quickly, they are picking woman. So, you pick your woman, you do not baby because
exactly that was what I was expecting.
Yes, nothing of that sort went on, my brother. Nothing of that sort went on, and I saw another video. Azoka was citing the system. He said, "We know here, essbenMaakye near but election here and." Me by fair opinion now. They me buy me to form say police. They are here in their numbers. You cannot take it away from them. They are here in their numbers. But the BBC Asia, those that are around right here, individuals no, and personnel no, individuals no. Omu pata. So omu pata. Na police no jina ho. I don't pass it. Me who ya make born who say. One guy tried to, intervene. One police officer tried to intervene. There was a skirmish, and a policeman wanted to intervene. But I realized that another police officer, I you know say unyai, you shouldn't go there. So clearly, I say, maybe in the side. I don't know. Minimum say one of their a year tactics. That's fine. But what I saw this morning, make no. I wasn't pleased with it. This is what I saw, and it was unfortunate. About 20 years to say the so clearly, Kojo, this is what happened. This is what happened.
All right. I will come to you again exactly 5. Now, you shared the echo how counting will go from baby one and then the other places in also know what is really happening from there. That's a power. Yeah, I say a year 18 come. So on your screens right now, our watch here has to do with a video, a course or a action, of course, so Akwatia, Azoka, any one of the MPP campaigns, no, didn't come on. If the audio is on, I would love for us to hear. Now, my my guest, Watnas is sitting, Ibrahim, security analyst, security expert, also Watnas, he didn't come on. It is clearly something that we should. Exactly what really transpired. Now, Yemra Bax is here.
The kind of your mother. I say your mother. I say your mother. I brother you. The kind of your mother. I say your mother. I say your mother. I brother
Right, there would okay, response now. Apparently, the MPP, at the MI, the NT and Fiambra Baxis here.
Come and attack me. How would it end it? I'm a chief. I'm a chief in Kumbumbu village. And you come and attack me. If my people are going to retaliate, what will happen? What will happen? And the police are here. Everybody, all the police officers are here when Azoka attack me. And I'm sending a caution to Azoka. I am not afraid of Azoka. What Azoka is doing, he's putting himself to a shame. We know this today. Naughtiness, we have to show maturity. We have to show maturity. But why is it that when something happens like this, it's only we the naughtiness that attacking each other? I never attack you. I never attack Asaka. Why are you attacking me? He said, look, unless you must I will never allow you to be. I will come to intimidate. I will not be
So on your screens, is Masawood Osman and on the Azoka Tawantawa is clearly Tamasem you could tell, and visibly you see a security men Omujina Honum. They waited until Azoka held Masawood before Omo Ebabe Pata. So if it was even a knife and I be been a day whoop a branch Masawuda and sank they won't did that. But the police were there. Clearly, I saw them. They were there. Omo Pata a friend is saying Tokwana and I say action na Azoka wo hono then sa ekeka Masawud wo hono clear. But then again, the same Azoka threatened. I don't know whether we'll call it threatened. Security expert or NTB whether it is a threat. And now so say it was a warning. And now say a dear you want to call it on the minority leader or saying Alex Afejo Marken saying says and come over to that polling station honomoa anka sebi anka a friend saying by election ebe koso ewo efutu. What does it mean when somebody says that? What it means is that what I don't want to be, but the security man will have so he can clearly tell. But when you tell somebody say na ka me beto wa hanom a anka by election ebe koso ewo constituency anoding And I'm asking, what is the security doing about such things and no? But notwithstanding, the man himself, the MP for Efutu, and then minority leader Osahene Alex Afenyomarkin responded to Azoka, and this is what I mean. Alex Afenyomarkin, Honorable Ekaye Muyeshe Nafi Yenti.
Mark today, NDC 41 Vice Chairman Sofo Azoka on radio and TV do also Bukum. Well, another summer. As I am the one in Azoka boys, I won't mind there. Wobun Kofuna, Okunkum Kofunti, or the first time or threatened, but the young folk. It's in the better catch MPP being far. One extra time now, about 2. As I say, full soldiers were ground. Intima, Azoka and some Kakan, Oma Obi in not on Sanka or shed him there. Also, politics were far is so yet was a kudu. Young paying far was a party in Babazi or a JB Dankona nation, but for work at the jail. When we were fiancé, was a kudu, was the empty. My amobi ma in Humbi. But anyway, in that Zamemu Akwatia, ye youths, a Jumazim, a Tuacha, Warriano, when you that were busy there 2028, a courier by an intel, Naya to Yamusiwa, Unkunzibaba. Intino, Maran Jahano, Conquer Wabra, full soldiers, Wahama, Warrior, Manami Penino, Magada so far as also documenting Ruben. Okuma, Nasa, Nibazi one and Hambia. So, only one was now was Kunimpa. So be it. Yes, I see many general secretary on the pay Yak around so peacefully. Yak agent in Wakasa. Police fully on Ejuma. So far, police full of almost. But in a young boy about the says, go to Abeni, no way a collection, maybe Bia, so yeah. Now, as some dead will be a Maka after IGP. But so far, deployment, why has on IGP no so hard? It's yesterday, Obama, Bankono, in your pay. But so far, it appears that this winning that will lose. Into what in Humbina, you know what is Shankofu, Wekogu, Wenji, now what boys be, what one, this or that. Well, very now, I know what in whom, what is Shankofu. I hear it, the young folk. I'm not assigning by accident.
And that says the man himself, Osahene Afenyomarkin, and or responded to what Azoka Ekaye Efa Eye Nehono said. Say Uncle Beton wo that constituency, another polling station to precise, and by election Ebekoso. What does it mean? The implications are dire. I mean, I don't know how security experts will respond to this matter. But anyway, it's almost 10 minutes to 5 p.m. And then when it's 5 p.m., counting starts, voting stops. Now, if you're counting, I shall see a coalition because so, and then we'll look at what is happening at Wahonum. Nana Frimpong Ziga at Nasisaso, and I guest special. Watena si mi wona che yi pa mafeno Ibad Ibrahim and kasa so atena se security expert watena se abedi nkomo me ka wo sa wo hwe me e wo ye Kessben TV and after Kessben TV Plus, and then on Facebook Kessben TV, on FM 92.9 and na wutie oteme kan sisi an bidin e de omanso for Kojo Preko Dankwah yen shase na fi yen fa discussions in the I mean we're going to start from issues that has to do with the security, because after elections I mean during elections, you know, one of the main things that we really want to consider has to do with security. So we'll look at it from the beginning, from the onset. I mean, how police and itself took a decision to meet the political parties, and then took a decision to, I mean, get 5,500 men there to do certain trainings and all those things in Inano to avert any situation that will happen again because of the Yehu Ewablekuma Fintino, where they don't want to see anything of that nature happening again. Is the IGP there from morning till now no sends a good signal, whilst we pick on ground what is really happening in terms of the numbers coming from the stations and then the police centers and all that, then we'll know who will finally win this election or the by-election happening at Akwatia. And so, Ibad, Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Bibi Aboko there.
Bibi Aboko.
Me who watch your pa.
Who since your days at class.
Exactly.
I think that was our last meeting.
Yes. Eradia Domi Bibi Aboko.
Aboko.
Yeah, that's a pa. Me here. Obviously, you've seen some tapes. I mean, playing out there with regards to comments and how security situations will be and all that. But I want us to deal with the Azoka thing, you know. Now, for Brad, the large security, discussions, and I can say what you saw Azoka do, and the response coming from essbenMaakye, and even Masawudu, the one he was dealing with. What do you make of it, security-wise?
Kojo, so far so good. I think up until 5 o'clock, Matisa will say a car semabeye idua na
exactly, yes.
Na no numbebo. I think it's been a very peaceful process. And sometimes nema BTCC is here. One year, the few acts of infractions will take away the shine. The past 5 or 6 by-elections, you would score this more than 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Because it's been relatively peaceful.
Okay.
If you want to judge how bad the security situation has been with elections in Ghana, first of all, nipa bi ahwere no nkwa ana there be Techiman, we saw people die and all that. So nobody has died today. Number 2, nipa dodo was saying pra. There hasn't been any injury that has been suffered. So that's why Iowa's West Ogun comes after this one in terms of the ranking, security in sense. So nobody is hurt. In the case of Iowa, so I'm told some people are maimed and bedridden up to this time. So the more quality of life, they say, I say, or more did them. Nobody has lost an eye. Nobody has lost a limb. Nobody has lost anything. Up to this time, they are kick out 5 o'clock. We wait to see how the security agencies will tackle. What we are seeing right now is just physical assault. This is battery. For as long as there was contact between those two elderly northern politicians, it is up to the MPP as a party to take this up. But as to the threats, first of all, the minority leader can decide whether to lodge an official complaint with any police station. It can be even a division within the Akwatia area so that a statement is taken and Azoka is invited. But I think that is not a priority now.
Why?
Because technically, the national chairman of the MPP is sick. His vice is acting. The leader of the party is essbenMaakye. So he has to show political maturity, a word Ziga, an expression Ziga used when we were speaking, one of his guests used, emotional intelligence, and that is what I have derived from his response, that let the dust settle. The biggest win coming out of Akwatia will be a win for Party A or Party B. Let's back that first. Let's secure that first. Subsequently, I believe that the issue of the threat and the security situation surrounding the threat, they will take that up and block, as a political party say, we are going to lodge a complaint with the police. But
looking at what was happening between the two political, guys from the north, and the police were just watching. My issue is, if Ankasebi Okra Bibi Sharp Bibi no or they war now, Akwatia wanted it out. I mean, looking at the police standing until so in the minimum. Answer
sometimes will be person keke. And then these people, they are aware that the cameras are rolling. And say, please, let's separate genuine convictions from things some politicians do for the gallery. So say, Nisi, it will be a badge of honor. Nipa krono kope bibia wo appointee bi nchen no kasa we den na ma party ne be kire no video we hu azumesi ye kwa Akwatia no na ye say ni say. But let's drift away from that. Our politics should be undergirded by intellectualism, should be undergirded by practicality, rather than say me na me ye say inti mo mame abasobode. We are gradually creating a hall of fame for political violence. We know we the can why be How about Nipa Sebi? Akwatia has a by-election. Look at those who did the research, those who did the demographics of the area. They are the true heroes after 5 p.m. when the results come out. But unfortunately, these few minutes of uncouth behavior, if you asked me, and I told the guy earlier, I'm abashed, I'm ashamed that people from that part of the country, I make us say, me for enemy papa for each. From that geographical part of the country, where exhibited BBT say it was childish, quite unfortunately. And on the number of the police officers, Kojo, we know Akwatia is a unique situation. On a normal day, the IGP wouldn't ask thousands of police officers to cover an election. But the message that is being sent out there is that if we need 5,500 police officers to secure peace and security in one constituency, please do the math. Multiply 5,500 by 276 constituencies. Does that mean we will need in excess of 1.5 million police officers, which even the United States doesn't have, to secure election 2028? So left to me alone, I think we should have done a few things. Electoral violence should undergo a 3-tier screening. Number one, how do we prevent the violence from happening? And if we pick intel that it is about to happen, how do we preempt it? Then the last leg is that if it ever happens, how do we respond to it?
Okay.
So I believe the Eastern Regional Police Command should have handled this. We didn't have to move the National Police Headquarters to Akwatia. Let's begin to have confidence in people we delegate to take care of our security as a country. So those are the takeaways, and I believe going forward in the discussion, we'll add some flesh to some of these preliminary remarks.
These 3 things that you mentioned, prevention, preempt, and then the response, which one do you think would have been done if Yeja Honema Akwatia division? Because again, even in a constituency within Greater Accra, we left it with the same division kind of. And this is what we saw. So then IGP's fear, or probably, I mean, the nation's fear is that you're going to leave it for another division, and then all these 3 things, are we going to have it clearly marked, ticked out, and say perfectly it was done?
This was a multi-agency, multi-sectorial operation. It involved the police intelligence department called the PID. By now, I'm sure weeks before this, plainclothes police officers would have been there. They would have sat in ghettos with boys. They would have gone to every nook and cranny of Akwatia. So I think when we approach things from an intelligence-driven point of view, you don't need too many boots on the ground.
Okay.
What the NEPA thousands say, it means that you don't have a firm grip of intelligence on the ground. That is why in advanced countries where security is so tight, when there is crime, they don't round up hundreds of people. They arrest one person, and chances are that one person was the culprit. It means that what they do is driven by intelligence. Where you need a lot of bodies on the ground or boots on the ground, it means that the police PID, a tosin kakra.
Okay.
And going forward,
okay.
Just before the election, whether Ablukumanov or anything, let's let intel be strong.
Okay.
With very few police presence, very little or thin police presence, we can achieve the objective. And Kojo, you brought to question the response of the police officer. First of all, we need to understand who that police officer was. The politicians always enlist the services of police officers. He could have come there actually with one of the 2 men.
Okay.
We live in a country where even if you want your wedding to be guarded by state security, if you have money, you can get that. So therefore, we need to understand. It's like going out with your boss, and something like this is happening. He pays you, and he who pays the piper calls the tune. If you say, oh, Oga, or boss, you may lose your job when you get home. So you saw that he saw the escalation before he courteously created a buffer between the two of them. He drove a wedge between the two of them, so to speak. So I don't want to say that this should be a reason for the interdiction or suspension of the police officer. The circumstance was unique, and he intervened when he saw there was no use of a harmful device like a knife or a gun. All right.
So Ibad Ibrahim, security expert in Amoten in Kano, is 5-1 to be precise. So it means that voting every Amasisiano counting should start as we speak. But I'm going to Humano Some Baziga Honum, Mekwa Humano Sunamene a Dr. Christopher Ampedo, a political analyst, Meneno ending Komosisiana Fienche from morning till now, 5 o'clock here. Sisiano voting no every no what ne also ne views at so far. Doc me mau good evening and I say good afternoon. But tell us from our NOPA basis the same way I know, because I'm sure you've monitored what has really transpired Akwatia CCR. First off, your view on what has really transpired and Nadia Wate in terms of what is really happening with Akwatia CCR.
Yo, me that's very so far it's senior elections no Saturday police force to do a kugu no be against be peaceful abas of Saibia Emma and senior IGP so promise here so this election will be other on hopefully no just against oh we be very I'm going to see what senior abikwan of a however some of us are becoming alarmed because confusion yes concerning MPP macho men and this macho men ne nipo and police for and a year and tem more nkabasa yimpo between bad ama ye politics senior queen me say the ohakakra aba because inka one constituency and there are enough police officers immigration I'm a politician for I abeye near or elections. They will take total control over every detail of the election. It's a command thing. And a politician for to take over the Bianca and yes, Yamiane, a boya, Gabata, it is so far the matters well. Abenavi, normally say drew the coalition timer a whole confusion can see it in back. The bomb here say the way coalition to being covered was the Emma na coalition and the king can because of a year is never genuinely obeying, you know, what you declare. But so far, the everything police for modern, but some of us are not too happy. Senior, judge my position for take over. Near my security issues, I think I will bomb preoccupy. Ma one day, now also you can't blame them because police are quite political. The BS political, just any opposition, so also transferring. Homa opinion open. See, well, I may say, they be asking a kind you should get a timer. A banner so yin if he appointed of IGP force, they can work professionally because so far the unprofessionalism to some of us and from Kakra.
Okay, so clearly what it means is that pockets of very small violence so no, you are not happy with that and no. But, okay, but
look at the number. Look at the number of police.
Okay, 5,500. Yeah. So there was a face calculation done by my guest here or security expert saying so indeed if we're looking at just one constituency we're picking almost about 5,500 police officers. What does it mean if we're going to pick 260 during 2028 election? Yeah, almost about 1.5 or so thousand or whatever police officers to guard some of these areas. And is that where we are heading towards?
I don't know what we say. my future democracy no because simple one constituency in now can 5,000 about the whole country in 2028. It's no me feel it. The position that the ND before taking, the ND before taking, my democracy are you woman very shaky. I see anyone, and yes, sir, politics is very so dirty, a very criminal politics are just a life crime. Deeper for life, and you should a banner house near Koyanasi by. It is the way you now. We must take it to consideration. Unfortunately, no. A position for almost enemy. One was to take decisions. Politics being able to talk. But because, for example, this particular election, some of us were thinking, oh, NDC already the majority are just okay, but look at how they are taking it. So even in this majority, if they can fight like this for a constituency, which they should, because then they may get over funded. But then, if they can fight for us being done any future elections, no, that's actually.
Dog, my most of your colleagues have said, Sankebeya by-election in itself, we should really look into the constitution again, where we will not allow by-elections to happen because of the steady cases that we've had so far with this by-election. The issue of Ankebeya dia Anka said the said party na the representation wo hono no se nipa na fimu a anase bi osi onko biwa is a matter of just allowing the political party to just replace. They themselves should do what they want to do to replace their own man or their own person to represent the party there. Then we'll look at the election in itself. Nanka Yako. What do you think about that?
Menye lawyer, yeah, but say Akwatia, we have two scenarios, Tamale and Akwatia. Now, Tamale elections easy. So if we are the consumers of Christian say if there's such a wide gap there, and we didn't win here say yes, I got to about 30 years. If we are say you need to free more, or yeah, so you don't find on replace here. But look at it here, where I mean these elections have been so tightly fought. Now say can say the consensus are nipa na we not as on ko wu kwa na asemokra that so extra man so the name say well mean such a constituency what we need to mu say we really class and this no ko say ebia my ntuaba enti party we ni ye no ono ampiri ni pemi easily accepted by contestants. I don't have a problem. You say, any gap. No, you say had a way strong hole. Well, there are about 10,000 gap or 12 right to make very insignificant. You say, if you are control, Sabana, like yes. But I could tell you, be out there should be as my and about the opposing side. I'd say in this case, NDC or one meaning. It's very difficult for them to accept it. There be a former MP because you say out of elections almost contested there. MP 5 4. So a place there hotly contested. I don't know how tempo almost be changing constitution, how that can easily be acceptable by politicians for our policy to take that into consideration.
Oh, okay, very well. Now, let's eat into the election proper in itself. The situation where, like you say, gaps, from way back in the year have been very slim, and for that matter, it makes it very, very difficult to even predict as we speak. But looking at the situation now, a situation where candidates have been changed. I mean, people thought NDC would have maintained Ayoran Henry for consistency's sake, but looking at the Enyemano almost society, now they have brought MPP to also brought someone else who to also replace and all that. Looking at all the history when it comes to Akwatia, do you think we're still going to have that slim margin from now till 7 p.m. or so? I better say Abubo final results in Ina. Whoever wins, I mean, do you think we're still going to have a slim margin? And at this time around, it's going to be very wide.
Well, I would say a bit more. I come imagine a bit more push so can say NDC. A bit more arguing say NDC na ever. For me, Akwatia I know it, you know. And looking at me, yeah, I call these elections here, for me, my kind of other platforms, it's easy to predict and to say, every county and we declare results because for me, Akwatia, I can say it's very unpredictable. It's going to be a hold on, especially like the scenario you are brought in. Say, Nipa Omijina, yeah, we need to lose streaming our contest plan or no finance. Any MPP ties with brand new test. How do you predict? But some of my pools are now in personal contest because me been with you. But then, as far as I mean, anything for the FTN, it's very difficult to make my predict test. Oh, by all means, and this baby for me, we did it. Security agencies, you know, it drew some area for some of us are very critical because you need to be one off. A county, yeah, they be so and it's at the moment called insurance, so near about near something of for. It drew some area, security agencies, I'm say, time and it's very alert, no, very strict. Now, or mandate the amount of so. Normally, yeah, I say, I feel easy with me. I final declaration. I'm a both sides, no be a jet. This time, the meaning to think I say, I quite in particular, easy, no my entry, but security agency met some new my.
Okay, very well. Doc, you better say, ready, sure. You're talking about I'm county we are. You better on champion that will pick up the other analysis from you. Now, who quite ever first one. You did BBC. You that's be
Thank you.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Dr. Christopher Ampedu, political analyst, and then no 18 common regards to what is happening where Akwatia. Send me kind. You better call back na. You better call online. No, so now fee. Your correspondent na fee. So omo ho ina ne bedin common accounting. I'm sure has started into 5:13 there. Kianik will be anywhere or to abasis here. So counting has started. So from now till quarter 6:37 there, we should be knowing who won and then the margin and all that. And I'll pay a good analysis on what is really transpiring. And as I had transpired Akwatia from year 2009 down to 2024. So you could tell say hono and money pa and then they don't also do a skirt and blouse in any way. So I don't know what happened with the presidential with this current election of course. So automatically it gave them the reason to give who the MP is. Then other matters will also come in and all that. Basiga atenasi into the Nkoziga hona fimi wi a meba ora Ibad Ibrahim ho na no edin komo afa other matters. So into the ziga mo akwa babium.
Yeah boss, yeah.
Akwatia 5:14. Sisi ayasha say me sure say counting has already started. Ibenya videos from the counting na fi ya mo share on Facebook and also share. And then on Kessben TV and Kessben TV Plus, we be to share what is really happening on grounds, live coverage. And ye day April no. Ziga, mamintio.
Yes, first of all, my mom Mr. Ibad Abaso. In fact, Manso Daeda said one day I'll get opportunity to share the same platform with him. In fact, one day. One of the brilliant yes, one of the brilliant security experts in Africa. Yes. I'm telling you, Mr. Iban. So if people hear me say I'm not making sense, I'm normal. Maybe the thesis will be drawing me and that's a good talk. I like you so much. Yes, it's a bad and it's an honor for me to share the same platform with you. Yes, boss.
Yes, sir.
Ketwabion, Sufa Azoka, and Chairman Osman Masaoud, the third vice chairman, at the New Patriotic Party. You see, sa vigilantism law na e pass here. Di kind. Nan kam you expect say and can law near pass no. We shall law na sina. What vigilantism group and I say vigilante groups are law ne banning or more crass say yempesi a bit to DB. Just say disbanded groups no. Ebony the Hawks, Invisible Forces, Delta Force, Azoka Boys, Bamba Boys, Kandahar Boys, and Aboga Bulldog. Okay. So group we see. 9 people folk with a mobile 5 as a 6. But they did that because of Sofa Azoka. Because yeti Azoka Boys nenyene. I remember those days. They were from Tamale, Aomoba, Accra, Abba on up President Mills, the coronation. Omudu Swami, and somebody says something. No major di kubo kofosa. I'm telling you. You get me? So that then informed and conforma ye kokoye that Azoka boys. Amo koko fasa vigilantism. Say you buy. It's time na near draft loan. I was expecting say, do ya banning sa groups no. Nese can leaders no. Ya banning almost say, though they can take part our your politics, but they shouldn't be seen our your say election and I say polling stations, because the reason you can't as well boys or do as you say, be invade political and I say police stations near cause creative problems. It is somebody like Kojo Bamba or you more fast ofusu. Or in that ye say Delta Force, a banning. So far as can I say a banning. Obi say Muta Bamba, our former Bamba boys. On and on and on and on. So that they can't me and yes sad we be. And no sad danche. Yen timi sad you say no. I think say your law na ye draft ye no ne hu new faso. Ne senke mo ura Brana Champo. After I was so wogo no. Brana Champo apologize. You get me? Because you were seen after say a mission committee no report no. And I say a mission committee etras no. Yen no opportunity e shey bi no. Ye hu ni say the man no was seen as the architect of the whole thing. And no man esi wa ye was wogo. Eti ne senke mano e pacho rather than say ye beye samra we say dia beto. I think say this is the most useless act in the history of Fourth Republic. Sir, Vigilantism Act and related offenses act. One, uso kan law na yini na aka hu langas kan. But langas ekoso. Akoso crowd more than times na yen drafty we say. Eno sa dan cheya. Yes, I do we see. And people are still acting as a vigilantes with that name. Jamaican what I say. Yeah, deal we say 2019, 2020 year pass year. Look at what happened in 2020 election. Oh, you a touchy mind.
Meba. Hold on, mame. Na me kwa humana sombra sisia na me ne Akwatia Labi, a correspondent to Akwatia sisia na on my update as to what is really happening right now. Akwatia, good afternoon, Bibi Aboko there. Hello? 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 Okay, me say Akwatia any line so okay, I mean check him. Hello? Okay, only line so we're going to go back again to Akwatia so that we'll pick what is really happening. Counting Ashas here. So maybe we'll ask them when they will give us up to date what is really happening at grounds on. So Ziga, to us, mami.
Yeah. So me who say a dear partner me yes, I'm it's a useless act. Because listen, government of Ghana make laws. And it take the law enforcement agencies to enforce the law. And the law enforcement agencies, they be why. The security agencies they be why. And your Ghana police service. Now police need to home ya so to a boat being carry. What kind of policing is this?
Tobo. My uncle Zoom on. Ziga. Uncle Zoom na Yanko fa aye twene akodia ne yenhwe what is happening live ewo aye ne polling station hono na fi yenji up to date. Twene my update what is really happening ewo bia wo sisi ano it's 5:20 and you know my idea ekos wo sisi ya. Well, okay, feed, you know, we'll get in soon, but I think the picture that I see on our screens is here, no, tells us, say, either counting, no, I said that, cost is here, there, you clearly, but, so Obaswa, we'll pick him live and then we'll look at what is really happening, baby, always is here, and I'm sure, counting, and is here, no, on our screens, you know, but Ziga, yen twaso, as a one of Bebano, na yadini na twaso.
So, a sad say, a Ghana police service will be a take it off. Say internal security. Obaboya hobai. Now ujina ho. I don't know. You see, Ghana police service neso omunyo gudo. Debi ameka say up at 2 a.m. and at 3 a.m. Yanimu hase. Emo biya nkoma. Phone da hofa. No doom phone in echo. They can investigate and come and arrest you. It's not about that they are not good. We are on 8. Oh, this 1 index, police 1 index. We are not bad. But you see, you are mama, political will. They also say, if I act, and yet overwhelmingly no beer, ya baba be to short action and so be bono, and you be preaching no slow, baby or be lose the job. E be ana, baby or tenor or feeling quite there will be. It's ye be in the dinner through hot and knuckle. Mikromu konkori, ompe. You understand? It would be act. So anytime the politicians are ahead of us. So, me be someone say, a dear Panama, omokoye salo we see. And today, New Patriotic Party, so I'm trust no more reflect here. I took this one from you yesterday, and I thought about it times. Mr. Ibada make sense. Say, dear Kosu say New Patriotic Party, they realize that they made a big mistake by passing this vigilantism law because it collapsed all their vigilantism groups. You understand? It collapsed all of them because of say Akufo-Addo na yes law when they pass it on the sign about the law. So no what sign na be law. I don't have to sit down for my political party keep forming this vigilantism groups. And I have to make sure say but this bad door. My name I feel no more sharp boys nibi. You get me? It will be how by so your group you say you're gonna any other. But your opposition and
Meba Akwatia la be our line. So Akwatia be about there. Nice. So it's 5:23. What is happening? If I'm
police center design Godia West. Hello, Abasani na baby Emma Electoral Commissioner, presiding officer or Hanu, can kai abano, baby ebeko. It is a piano, you don't see almost Abasani de Abaria, some of the police centers, Akwatia, or more can kai or more Abba. It is a obese background now, where a pulling a presiding member any electoral commissioners now or more Hanu. More say acting kai abano ewaha. It is my son will see her that you need then you make me a result minimum Emma a case for our ETA.
47, 48, 49.
Yeah, Metonka, we're just hearing the electoral officer no ebobo figures no it's interesting ben kakra ni ntie kakra so we can pick the numbers what is really happening there. Why?
So there are security directive me and then the omoye county no yeah my parameter you.
Okay, what original parameter I think we can hear it very clear into the mami just a minute how the numbers are counting. Why?
3, 64, 55, 56, 56, sorry, 56, 67, 67,
Electoral area.
Okay.
Na abano number 1 asome bi kwame a wujire mu ema NPP amoyiko ono na aba eno mbuso a wo mu kan tete oma kan oha no eba ako ema edisa ha electoral officer no eba beso
Okay, all right. So I'll surely come back. Then my figures and we'll look at it very well. Wow. Yeah, so voting is still on counting. Almost cost one of the polling stations, and I'll take Sakusia Labi. Or the numbers, so at the end of the day, no, almost counting we are being what is really happening there now. Face so no, Yama Munina Mahu dear airco. So Ziga, Yantwaso.
Yes, so that is that. Yenshena who say obi enu hon mo bitimi aboa the Ghana Police Service, the security agencies, because if you are radical enough, you see any denia. This week was it last Tuesday or something? The last week Thursday, I met a friend, military American military man. A hotel boy dancer man of a US band Kokushiano. And he didn't come on. He told me something. I was shocked. I was telling him about when George Bush came to Ghana and President Kofi organized a dinner for him, a banquet hall. Then Archbishop Duncan Williams, outside, is a dignitary. He buy a starting he did a home comma. And I make catch and say, and this is what happened. National security personnel at the US. Went to Archbishop Duncan Williams and told him that, Archbishop, please go and sit down. The president of US is about to sit down. When he sits down, nobody goes in, nobody comes out. And when they went in, I him for Kuku, the paramount chiefs, dignitaries, they did not allow them in because the American president has sat down, and nobody was allowed to go inside. You understand? And Amenene was a share. They use F word to their president, the security personnel. So sometimes when they are going somewhere, a do baby, hey, get into the car. That's what delay crown. Omo ye program. Say yaba Ghana. Ye chacha kwa they ask you to greet just 2 people. Greet 3 people. Security. They will tell you to greet. So if you greet more than that, the security personnel, they shout the president. And you see F word on the president. I'm telling you. And I was showing them, saying, yeah, I'm a military man. Navy. Men are makers are doing it. They don't joke with their security. So this and kakran, because listen, because they haven't opened the box of hope for us, that's the reason why Obieka say the by-election, a young council by-election, but because election is about my casting me vote, I have to go home. Maybe your representatives or obedient me, you near Bakanya Yenaya Saba, to say ye kaya, Ubiaba, ye can you be a confi. Why do we have to go and terrorize people? It is because of that. And ye free say, Sano money a year because opinion a Juma ye. The American Castle of Fonso at Timmy Communication Service tax. I demand the youth employment for a big guy. What you know to my he can't protect me. We are judging people in front of police station executives, shooting people. Election how? Ghana Police Service. I asked this question. Adana may catch us say before na IGP beba abema ya update abe catch and say there will be peace. Ewo Akwatiano. They should have given us the update of the Akwano or Koshe military. Atade was saying no to na
yes, you were saying
that. You didn't call court ekosi say Mr. Ibad. Yet wasem ekosi say. NPP for accuse Akwabi say well betu to almost stronghold was saying off. They arrested him. In the vice versa, and DC also made the same claims. Yeches uncle for Nipa Betu. The police gave an update. I released this and I have them on my phone. Say near do. Yaduamo Koko. Some Nakosi say we should know the state of it. A war member of parliament in the person of Kingsley Nyako, Honorable Kingsley Nyako, was seen in the video. This Sikema, or they Adiebia, your suspect is Sika. What they ma your friend say a police officer. Camera captured the OSP friend, Ghana Police Service, CID friend. Akosi say before Baba Sabe catch say peace be back. We should be able to know the state of it. Aya acting. So ye jailing kofo be a be study. But we will be quiet. Me party no wa bemu o party ni abemu kura no a ye wie bibia na abemu for no ati be kase. That's all more na fofo. Meme ni man this fo a say NPP ni bia samba obi anka bida minimum this near and this near o sisi a say na samba you were set a section of NPP in Kophobia they will never utter a word. Yes, they move together. It is on the opposition crown see a chin nipa adia 1 week they can call somebody e wa bam so chale ye nipa munya no onya ha wo ye election ye jan no ko eti na zo ka besa akwa ya de na wo ye ade o ye senior dia be shabe bo no because unim waya me we say my bind na also nobody can do me anything. Why do you have to do this to ourselves? Imagine this man is very dangerous man. Osman your friend is a Masawood. Yeah, if you don't know him, one of the dangerous guys that you cry position on the man requires no pedewi and submighty and non qualify.
And you know ball a TV3 for
yes
microphone.
Yes. So just imagine that his people who said you will say no say retaliate. What will be the your friend say the state of Akwatia by now? So the police should be up and doing.
Okay.
They are becoming some producer some way. That one na almost me see almost na me say buy election you twem. Buy election you twem say.
But one of the things are now straight from Baby Azigewie and where police began the issue of engaging the political parties in terms of security and all that. One thing cut across the MPP, and that is what they kept saying, and their supporters they keep saying it. I'll be reading some of the messages here that we cannot rely on the police. Yankasa yempe yesu ye private security on beboye home. And indeed, on the grounds Akwatiano, you could tell and feel that some people had their own personal, security beyond what the police is also giving. Is it that, as the guy is saying, the trust is still not there for the police to handle such matters when it comes to elections?
Kojo, many Ziga air dream. So when Akosua Labi,
yes,
it didn't come. You want to figure as soon as they say they drew Oha.
Yes.
Yes. And that is just one polling station of many. And my hunch is that conclusion of coalition declaration a high and the summon sobeba. And all that Ziga has said, could be a culmination of trimopoa, both sides on the play when darkness sets in. Mind you, Akwatia remains largely a rural area. Even though, say, a mining area, they say is booming with economic activities, it's largely a rural area with a lot of blind spots, so to speak. And so, therefore, we are not out of the woods yet. Even though we would want to allay the fears of people, say, most of the heavy lifting in terms of security I take place from the opening of polls to the exit. Akwatia Labiama reports say no.
Okay.
The real temptation.
Can you save that for the fact can you save that? A friend or Akwatia had just sent me a result.
Okay.
Was in new and cheap palace. NPP Asumedu 192, NDC 79. So you see, I want to encourage him so that he can send us more. As we are also waiting for the others to authenticate.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Ziga. And then Ziga made a very good point, Kojo. He mentioned the Secret Service in the US. Any the kind of mandate, any protocols or more. Our sense of security here, Kojo, it is say yes, begadi honorable, and you are a police officer. You are in uniform. So attend any official function and see a police officer around the minister. You see the humility, the modesty, when in fact, the moment you are asked to give close body protection to a VIP, apart from Oyankopon, Ninkwan Eshawonsa. So if there is anybody to give instructions around, the police officer to the politician. But Honorable Kotnahwa, see the body language, how they even say, na police in Akwa.
Yeah.
We've seen soldiers in uniform hold the bags of political appointees in Ghana. So therefore, we need to empower our security agencies for them to do the work they are supposed to do. I wouldn't say, sir, we should go to the level of the US in terms of autonomy. US, you stop you on very minor motor infractions. Or to me, and the law will do nothing to him because he has been fully empowered that he's in charge at that particular moment.
Hold on, Mebao. My man call a year line on Zoom and I'm in factory about Kudiana, share what is really happening at a year. I be on also a was you know what meet you? What is happening there, baby? I want to see ya.
Kessben team. Yes, I mean, election year and then Akoso in the bottom. You saying, yeah, election every you saying,
I'm doing the Zachary at the moment. The year the premier, Otumbo, you popular name, I'm here, now here election area. Let's see where they are, of course, smoothly. Also, a police for a poor Hanamana, a police for a because our back can be to a power hand working send up as a bassa. But Abaya to know yet. I am Sunoko. As I say, a police for the Mapama to pass. Send ye, Onye, P. and Sua, how do you see? Akojuju and the Ama. Really, Zachary at the moment, popular known as Otombo, assembly member from Pantanai in Electoral area.
You need SWAT because on the issue you everything. I shut down.
Yeah, can we so?
Yes, you want him. You need the baby to see you say.
Okay.
Yes, I baby say you want president. And you want this president. This is what Papa MP. They can put you up here. Nothing. You present and money. Oh yeah.
Okay. Kojo, man for be mami many Asante Mampo MC any Kobo Kaka. Honorable, so far so good. Election we. Okay, so far so good. Yes. So far so good. Okay. At the session. All of us okay. At the end of the day, Akwatia bus terminal, FPG 90 and NDC 226. LPG 1. I just say
So far, so good. We are winning the house down. I can see it.
And my own show, other centers. So how can you?
Martin, when chief, okay. You are not going to change. Actually, sir, Akwatia, previous I am the floor down. Actually, I am a more room. We are coming to stay forever.
All right. As Antimanpo, MC, and I, Yakubu, Honorable Yakubu, on Yanano Edin Command. So, Mamma Comanina, Mr. Mamma Comanina, any amount for educate and come over for you. Mama, when you're doing, I mean,
well, I say line no kate breaky kakra because of a baby or one, but indeed a Trinidad and I would take the Cassisia and I think he's back again in final female one so.
Then you did be able to put your mama now. But what is it about how they did about the woman? The same thing for my a queen. All right. It's a lawyer, yes, she said, and no, a bit more. That's the punishment.
Okay, it's a mate, the cost will hold, but won't say, baby, I wouldn't find out nice here.
I was going to Anomona, Utie results now. Banoa, margin no as super, margin is super, and Kojo, I may come anywhere, I may come in, I may come in, I may put in for more, I may come in, I may put in for more, I may come in. Jubilate, then I saw count, whatever. Then I
say it will be Yakuba, fine, to put your hands. You say a 5 was said, and this is in bad, not to do my I blame Akwatia. But what Johnny and Dino are waiting. It's just a development. Different. Our Akwatia,
okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'm coming in. I'm coming in now. Honorable, what is the uniform? I want to talk for the motive behind when you are now election in real. So I said, still I'm very excited. Tell me,
Election is excited here. Also, it's a moment from Saba. And to know I will get this results. So far, yeah, it can come. It means that NBC so because first in history, they really went to that. But and then when one. What do you say? So home to be able to kick out. It's allow your baby. All right. Until the end of the day, we shall commission. They want to make a change.
That's it. Okay, so that is it. About for no, and yeah, Mamma Copan, who now said, Jubilation be possible on Mamma Copan. Different states and it's maybe nine. But your son is
Well, let me say, the line no, kate breaky, but mame kwa humana so na memfa, kakape, right? That's the name, right? Also, hello, morning, good evening, Biaboko.
Yeah, good evening, Biaboko.
Nice. I have an original here, and what is really happening there?
Yo, me, I say me look at this here. My movie from Akwatia Lori State is a bus seminar, and Lori State one kasano. Oh, it's two police centers, and I work on them. Now. Results now about Akwatia Lori Station bus seminar, MPP enya 90 and NDC enya 226 and just LPG enya 1 and then results and our bus seminar and Lori Station one so no MPP enya 83 and NDC enya 333 rejected so enya 1 and then the Akwatia Lori Station. The before I'm before Akwatia Town Council, and so no, NDC, it's in 193, and NDC, it's in 154, and I rejected, and so 82. The one man, Akwatia AME Zion Church, and also a bank, a crowd, a Honoma, and also copy of MPP, it's in 118. And NDC, KPD, 126. Rejected Makumiensa, and it's me say so far so good. And met me a bit may call Akwatia Zongo, Mox, now Mako, also result. Several because they didn't a cost part, Blissino, it says, party in Rubia to a really, it's not a baby dear Cosora, not baby dear so I'm a form, it's Rubia, it is what really. At the division, and I'm going to edge you many. Things so far so good. Come to know, Koso. I'm at the beer at the Nakwa.
All right, Yara Saka pay best and bound champion now. Ya share the air, but I remember here, Ibad. So now I've seen the story. I don't know how you're going to take it security wise, whether it is good, and then we should continue be doing some of these things. Now, on graphiconline.com, it reads, Police Administration and Peace Council commend Achim Wenchi residents for peaceful Akwatia by-election. Now, the story says this. The Police Administration and National Peace Council have commended the people of Achim Wenchi for cooperating with the police to ensure an incident-free parliamentary by-election at the Akwatia constituency. Now, they say that Achim Wenchi used to be a flashpoint in previous elections. And then it says that the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Teteyawonu, accompanied by members of the Police Management Board and the Deputy National Director of Conflict Management and Resolution at the National Peace Council, Mr. Frank Wilson Boadza, made the commendation after touring the 10 polling stations at Wenchi on Tuesday, that is today. And then the IGP is said to say that he was happy that no hasty incident happened and urged them to sustain the spirit during the counting of the votes. When you hear things like this, clearly it's a good sign, right?
In security, there should be consequences for actions that are taken. And I think tacitly, that was what Ziga was saying. Say, Asotria was say the money pano ama a share nipa foforo kutupa say oye no triensi. That is how come we have so many. Actually, we have a backlog of unresolved murder cases in Ghana. Fenek Ochre, former MP, because ne Odi Sabonina, Major Mahama, Yeshinumpo, and recently a lot of Takum, Ekoshutu, Nigel, and Abibisa. When there are no consequences for actions, when there are no consequences for actions, Obi say there is impunity. So in the same vein, as we call for naming and shaming, say a bebo obi abaso, say ne waye no eya. I think it goes a long way to help with our security as well. Enti mefwaso say the Ghana Police Service and then the National Peace Council are coming up to such a statement. And I would commend the National Peace Council.
Okay.
In the past administration, they took a lot of slack.
Yeah.
So, but to say, no, even yesterday, I calling for an NDC MPP meeting around 2 p.m. just in preparation, say, grounds to know be peaceful and fertile for the outcome we have seen today by and large until the declaration. Into Mebo National Peace Council for Abaso. And then I associate myself with the honor they have given a certain area within the Akwatia constituency, say, Anka Enkaneno, by now, na ya tinsemboni, but a nedie, my idea.
Even flashpoints of this nature, we have it in most of the constituencies and all that. Previously, we've had security, national peace council and all that. We can identify what the flashpoints are. And indeed, recent one is the Ablekuma North. We knew one area, that is Methodist, and 70 in SCC, was one of the major flashpoints. Akwatia, Ablekuma North. And indeed, we did not see what we are seeing in Akwatia. What would be the difference? Is it the fact that, yes, indeed, police for no do and a call hointina mana ayesa as against what happened at Ablekuma North? Because it's the same police people, it's the same National Peace Council. Why didn't we see that in Ablekuma North?
I believe so, Kojo. Lessons were learned from Nigeria or Ablekuma North. And you see, after Ablekuma North, the Global Peace Index, and Ghana didn't fare too well. So the international community is interested, the diplomatic missions are watching. Ghana's reputation is on the line internationally as a beacon of peace, security, and stability within the sub-region. And as a nation, we have thrown everything at this by-election just to win back some love that has been lost. Because Abasobodia is one of the most peaceful and stable countries within the sub-region. So my quick answer to flashpoints, as I say, they have turned out to be peaceful. The lessons were learned from Ablekuma North. Sebi offer baby na Istanbul one time. The next time offer the same place. We need beba on also, and now home beba on also say be careful number. But what makes certain electoral areas, polling stations and constituencies flashpoints? And only, you see, when you tackle some of these security issues, tackle them from Nihini, the root cause. And I believe the National Peace Council is waking up to smell the coffee. Because after being criticized so heavily, so Papa, the former head of the National Peace Council, Professor Asante, very fine gentleman. So I think that their engagement is beginning to yield some results. Akadia Omuhinya, Senebeya, they will expand the work they are doing. And I believe the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE, should also be given all the tools it needs. If for even 6 months, our national discourse is not dictated by political actors, and these civil society organizations, state institutions that are to do civic education and peace building, I believe that the understanding of the ordinary Ghanaian on the streets about abattoir, electoral peace and security, but when we make those who dictate the discussion belong to one party or the other, there's always going to be a slant. At some point, what should be journalism turned out to be incitement, quite unfortunate, because it's the same politicians that bankroll some of these media houses. So therefore, that engagement, community engagement at all levels, the role of the traditional authority at all levels, the role of the clergy at all levels, and my entry trains to 3 months before an election to say, Yebabe sign a peace pact. So if we make peace in our electoral process at events, then it becomes a problem. It should be a process that starts from the 8th of December after a major election. so that engagement will be there. The National Peace Council will be visible. The NCC will be visible. Where we need to use traditional authority and the clergy, all these flashpoints would no longer be flashpoints at the end of the day. Into a big win for our electoral process. Say the State Security Agency, the Ghana Police Service, would come out and praise the residents of a certain known flashpoint. So, beyond Abasobodiewe, what follow-up engagements can we do so that we win over some of these flashpoints once and for all?
Okay. In Ziga's comments, I mean, he was much emphasizing on the act, the vigilante act thing that came into being. He feels it's becoming more or less useless. Your take on that?
I think Ziga is quite a passionate and patriotic Ghanaian. And if laws are made, the agencies that should back those laws and implement them should be given biting teeth. And I agree with him perfectly on that. Adenu yegua emayengunu efa enjaifa. You either drink deep or you do not taste at all. And if we reach the consensus as a country, say group be banning groups, why is it that major countries like the US impose sanctions? They may impose sanction on a president, knowing so well that at that critical moment, on for plane into Kwai and Koho. But the symbolism. Why have we not won the fight against Galamsey? Nipa or Ochichi or Mono, they are the tail end of the value chain. Nipa etriano a daily wage or no na war pit no mo. Ensuing so ne sa kwaye mo. The bankrollers are in Accra. So Ziga's point is a solid point. Chinipa be 2 or 3 one crime. Me person me bo empote mo bidding. By all means, in baby or machine. Your man 5 years in jail, 10 years in jail. Excavators no sebio. Abranti already 25 years and 30 years. Ye chino e was site on them. Or no e was sika or the be importe excavator. The bankrollers are in a cry in Kumasi. Ente oche baku mienu bi na fast track court within 2 weeks ye did not say me we a man 10 years there. Galamsey will stop. But if we continue to be as a security issues, the fair. Just so we can hand over to the next administration and use it to gain re-election. So therefore, I believe that there should be consequences, and where people do well when they were first considered to be troublesome areas and flashpoints, and we hope this transcends to Dio, Asawase, and other areas that are deemed flashpoints in our electoral process.
Okay, Ibad Ibrahim and Yaten and current security aspects. Maybe a years ago so and Chakra, but there are some few areas to be on results on Ababe PMCC Akwatia by election. Bwedua Lorry Station, MPP 12323, and I feel so at the NDC 282, and then LPG 9. Bodua Bus Terminal, where Lorry Station, Bus Terminal, no MPP 111, and I feel so NDC 323, LPG 0. Oshe AME Zion Church Akwatia. The MPP 118 and I face so NDC 125 rejected 3. Oshe Bodua West MPP 317 and then the NDC 91. Oshe Dwenase Presby Primary School MPP 206 the NDC 81 LPG 1 rejected 2. Oshe Akwatia Saddams Ohene Dankwah. The MPP 156 and I feel so NDC 107 and no Akwatia Saddams Ohene Dankwah. Oshe SDA Primary School. The MPP 207 and I feel so NDC 24. Their backgrounds, MPP 314, NDC 139, and no their backgrounds. New Wenchi Palace, MPP 192, and then the NDC 79. Wenchi Palace Square B, MPP 192, NDC 79. Funeral grounds Kusi Sumadu enya 149, Beriakun enya 130. Pinaman LAJHS MPP 182, NDC aya 144. Town Council MPP 193, the NDC 154, rejected aya 2. New Wenchi Palace Center Polling Station A MPP 192, NDC 79, rejected 4. Total vote cast was 275. Akwatia Methodist Swabe Polling Station MPP 140, NDC 138, rejected aya 2. So these are some of the results of fee polling centers in Ibi, but as and when ni nyina beba no so no ye de ni nyina ebe mammo. And seated is a man Kobi baby keche Kobna bedu eso atena keche bia boko de. Nice. Say
analysis ni so flow. So far the one more Kessben plus the Kessben TV nyina no. Omo say fantastic analysis near them. At the end of the day, eden ba ku be di nkoni.
Margin in here. Margin in here sisi say be slimmer and say be wide.
Man na e ba ne de it could be that margin no e be reduce.
Okay.
Yes. I say so far no since 1992. MPP winning 5, NDC winning 4. It's a very keen contest. But between Sani Pam, you know, we know. You better who can take the day. But the economy, they are much as you count in the enchekra.
Okay. But so far, what's your take? Be sure say fit on panel basis same radio. What the chia, what should be what JJ results in Ibia is 2 minutes past the hour of 6. Ye koye nimi hese and tankusi 6:30 dear and now 7 dear quarter 7:30 dear. Yeah, sure send bibia akwa kusi. But so far, uhuni thing.
General about 20 the betimi akasa koyi because at the end of the day, the tempo text saying and see betimi ato abana wi akenkan. And it's 5 o'clock and abana shasia ye kan. Enti de ne pese yen saka ne yen saka. Nemom few skirmishes nyama nketenkete BCC ye security wise. Ye TTB brand ye Kessben online news na wi ano. Ye te ne see ye where MPP third vice chairman Osman Masaud their friend chairman Bugane Sofa Zoka omo you know na ebinumu think say it was needless because yen nyina say we preached peace ahead of this election. The who from the rerun the course so ablikuma not no na yen pese bibisa besi bio enti na yen pese ka bibisa besi where na yen pese ka yasumdwe nko ano amane sa nanso so no yet perifo de omna esi form ema ye ka say enema na kogu at the end of the day na o say the 2 year they are 2 year metimi aka se mebo IGP abaso pa because deploy ne men ne core grounds no they have been on the grounds almost why adwuma son na me kan sabato de eden a obetete nsem keten but the besia ne side of the day betimi declare ne hu de owi ne ye media me monitor ba ne de say pa de early days yet even though poster like Musa Dankwah I think say omo bibia omo friend no exit post or so edi kan ba na je say dey twa to okra people are saying say you are the buy finally no HS MPP will win. MPP is winning and even more can say o the way o the ban tem na enye esan say bia no betimi a trigger obi onu o lose no na akoba say na bia or be put in some measures bia no one who o lose nti no de akwakọ owuram nti nkese say ko twen ansa eno so de ni pa adwen obi ya na adwen kire eti yenhwe say see between two candidates no answer MPP ankasa no o hwe election yom ko emu a no mo wa rehyem so mbe wini maybe the friend is sympathy vote no because here right NS kumi otoye binim hu no say sebenka enye se bia otoye a yet nka MPP na da so tie adwa no so it is a koba say omo danim e de koma NDC a na omo anye fair to NS ya kumi eno eye one side ana NDC so no from they believe that election cross na esi koye kopie mo court nya de no they believe say omo enlusu elections na bibi na si and to so omo yire omo ho a Now this time around, we prove Ghanaians said they didn't really lose the election. And also, almost some way who you want with Darius we. Yet the American says, and here we are able to says you accounting na shasye na money be your maboa and no de certified by Electoral Commission, but here train Electoral Commission there no. Ye gidi say a bar. But you know said there is a consensus senka. Say by elections be say ba say be so be free munanka ebe ya enka party na no tie adwa so no enka anye ye kura no ye mo munyi nipa baako but ebi mo so contested that idea say enye ebasa then democracy is not working eye kabi ma min kabi enti emfa wo sese be obi ato esese ye san kwoto aba eye adwenkyere where the decisions of people must be sorted na ye hu say say na akwakosi enu ntia ebi mo so kyerɛ saa idea ne nkrofo kan de yɛntimi fa anya adwuma saa ne nyinaa mu no yɛhwɛ baabi yɛbɛkɔ akɔsi na megye di sɛ bɛbɔ no nsia no nso ɛkɔ ne deɛ na afei yɛhu baabi a nsusu ade brɔde hono ɛbɛfa.
Okay, so you did mention Musa Dankwah ne exit pool no.
Yes.
On his page, I mean Honoma, you see party affiliations of Akwatia voters exit pools, you know. Now the exit pools, you know, gives you MPP 51%, and then giving the NDC 44%. That is what is there. And then I saw somebody write on this page, he said, if MPP wins, you are doomed. Your research will never be taken seriously again. Or also, Nadia or the Emma Musa Dankwah. But I've seen their work on the exit pool, no, or their turn, which is likely to tell you, say, it might change because initially he had said that the NDC will win hands down, come, the election and all that. So clearly, I don't know what exit pool will do unless you have a pollster, whether Benefsin and all that, to really tell us, say what really will happen for them to have an exit pool. I mean, to say, oh yeah, exit pool. And also, if you
I think, say, many are paying a drink. Adrian trade there. And the bonnie and everybody and their expertise. Obedient say or sample usually service to say ubisa say what was the sample size and I think Musa Dankwah's outfit Info Analytics, they've been quite candid with the Ghanaian people. Say, oh, you sample 2005, you sample 5,000 people. Based on a projection, people should not hold him so hard and tight. There's always a margin of error. So I believe that, but I believe also that who you commission to do a pre-election survey for you is important. Obetimi afa Kessben say, "Moninemu, Mumbisa market women, Mumbisa youth or more Akwatia say about one ebeko sign." So it's a form of art. It's a science that is driven by data. But please, let's not be too quick to crucify Musa Dankwah. You know, for so long, that area had been dominated by elderly people like Benefsin.
Exactly.
Into Obaya as a Bebunu and Ibibisan has been quite refreshing. Yemfa dada no enkambum ne enkoyenim. But you can't judge the integrity of a research outfit or a think tank based on say Sintoaba Nema Bakumi. When Trump was going for the election against Hillary in 2016, many of the surveys that came out wrote off Trump.
Exactly. It did.
Yes, many of the respected polls wrote him off until said the exit polls, as far as I say ever. So the survey that matters the most is really what happens on election day. All other things are projections. But
maybe that's the same way. Continuously we hear political parties talking about their own private security. That even brought or generated the issue where Ziga was coming in with the But when police continue to, engage political parties, then the political parties are bold enough to tell you that, listen, we will still have our private securities it's the same. Maybe also, but my main call, you did mention his name, Uncle Benefson. He's on the line to talk to, and let's see what is really on grounds when it comes to Akwatia by-election from Anopa. Basically, the same way, or also who is saying and how things are going. You know, what does he also see? Now, if you maybe say, what really is exit pool? I mean, mu pools now. What is the exit pool? I didn't know exit pool. Can now you share the echo. Boss, good evening. Patrick Biaboko there.
Oh, we be about come, but I'm some to say.
Eradi adom yes so ye pa. Akman, wadama minim someone monitor fiti anopa basis the same na me no ka say 10 minutes past the hour of 6. Yeah, counting there. But what's your overview of the whole election, by-election now, Akoso Akwatia?
Akwatia generally, you can't say it will be stronghold. Out of 9 results before there's 9 elections, you know, MPP had won 5 times, NDC had won 4. You can't say it will be stronghold. It shrinks. That is the background of the constituency. Now, Sawusha, MPP were a bit of advantage.
Okay.
So, one more MP in the way. So maybe in every constituency, there are the 2 parties and there are the swing voters. And I'm sure they will get quite a bit of the swing voters. They will get quite a bit of the swing voters. When the results are announced, but so far no results in buying. But you know, human body na you know, one way the MPP can script through.
Alright, Ben, my maybe say we. Ayana Danny Denina Omoka is that sympathy vote really count in elections? To me, Juma.
One, do you agree that in every constituency there are swing voters? You can't swing voters out. One more, you can't say one year NDC and MPP.
Okay.
Yes, these are people who this year they may vote for you, the next 4 years they will vote for you. And yes, and the guy spent less than a term in parliament. You understand?
Yes,
we do 1 year poll. So there will be people there who think that you should just vote for them. Vote for MPP because from candidate. So that is the how swing voters, that one they take decisions on. And Akwatia is a swing constituency. If the past 9 elections, MPP winning 5, NDC winning 4, you can see that it's a tricky constituency.
Okay. Kessben, whoever wins this particular by-election, a big institution will be will almost come 2028 and now say would it be something we should really see say a huge contest Anna?
Oh, I mean, you're talking about 2024. You're talking about 2028, 3 years away. A lot of dynamics can happen. A lot of things can change.
Okay.
So you can't talk about the results today for 3 years ahead.
Okay.
You can't do, it's very difficult to look ahead and see something like that.
Okay. Kessben, at the end exit pool, yes, pool we are on the day of a year about one akasamu to me sign the BBFN no exit pool but to determine say bia na the all can first no checking now no mejidi is enkosa ebeko say why do you do that there
exit poll ni she say around polling station say obisa what to one also me to A what to one me to B. These are the exit polls, but the thing is that in Pakono or Katra, no. So, let's say, if you maintain what, maybe a kotu abano, party any stronghold. What must say? It is, Ophelia say, NDC stronghold. Next out to MPP, Mubisan out to one, because out to MPP. Do you understand? So exit polls, yes, to some extent, because we share past results, the strength of the two parties in the area police station.
Okay.
So exit polls can be deceptive. In Pakono, on say higher NDC strong good, not to MPP. One can choose or to MPP. Also, see them Bono and RBB. Tabaka choose or to where he is. So exit polls do not usually tend to be reliable. But if you have a background of the past results from those polling stations, it gives you an idea.
Will this election, Obi Beka, give some bargaining chip, some be any of the political parties should they win?
Oh no, I mean, if, for example, the NDC was one seat short of two-thirds,
okay,
that could have been some significance, but they've got their two-thirds already.
Mm-hmm.
They've got their two-thirds already, so it is just bragging rights.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, NDC we know because there was a referendum on Mahama Abaina, or just say, or yeah, dear.
Mm-hmm.
So NDC do some people because I just say, it is going to be for those bragging rights.
Okay.
If NDC needed a seat to get to Tessa, then it could have been more tense. But this one there, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But same way, me sure so what it here. Political analysts keep saying it's they see where Ablekuma North no, and then Tawanta we see ama enyema asesa kakra. Ye feel say by elections no kranike yenya nkasebio ora kumi efi mu na nka MPP for amama fama den amu da besi honom. What's your take on that? Do we necessarily have to take off by elections? Your view?
But do you have to do what?
Take off by election henceforth. Me and you na fe whichever candidate usisuma a certain political party no fan ni pambisi or they enko yenim.
No. I think I disagree.
Okay.
Whichever circumstance, will be stepped down, will be a real so uncle Bioma, there should be by election.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Despite the fact that Emu and Tawantawani the Bekosu in still.
Oh yes, because if to get to a stage, a party in power will need one seat to get to test, and they may not. That seat may not be for them, or to be a swing seat like Akwatia. So I think that we should. Once a year we are in the democratic era, and I think we should still deal with it.
Okay. Kessben, you better say, Radin Shaw. All right, Uncle Ben FC, no Dean Call Managing Editor Emma the Daily Dispatch in face so or your poster when it comes to elections and the other matters, but who say slim margin anyway, seeing the MPP maybe taking the seat back and all that, but also not doing no, maybe exit pool will come later. But if we are not Ziga, so with the issue that I was asking concerning political parties being bold enough to tell police that listen, yes, we want my security there, but we're also going to bring our security. I mean, and you
yes, so this year the papa etiase.
Yeah.
Our notion is that our party opposition everything states like and national against you. Everything from the courts, from our security agencies. Anything as I say, it's a BNI be invite you because you in a BNI invite you in because Double was one of my students. He started my class in the security and forensics, program. And you see, I was West Wagon. I was invited by the BNI. Man Fro be say, Mombebo Chinku. And say, BNI for identity no more invited me. But if I were a politician, then that would have been a fertile ground to say I'm being persecuted. So they now say prosecutions are persecutions now. So I think it's the atmosphere we have created. In the lead up to 2016, they were to give His Excellency Nana Addo 4 police officers, and the vice presidential candidate at that time, Dr. Bawumia, 2 police officers. I think that has been the protocol for some time, because Mobedi Apro, you go to some parts of the country, and a whole police division cannot be following you. But you know what is so beautiful about it? Even while in opposition, the state gives you the opportunity to give the list of names you want.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Because campaigns are about strategy. In Tinipano meetings are all coordinated. On somebody who is loyal to you, one share you'll be leaking information they are buying. So with all these, structures in place, make us say it will be too extreme to come out clearly and say me MPP na me party or opposition. It means that the over 40,000 police officers are against me. The over 25,000 soldiers we have in Ghana are clearly against me. And me NDC na me opposition. But that is the notion I create party in for create in the minds of party followers. Say my buying a wasso. One time I me Tinubu Kodia interview say man for NDC near ma MPP near they then a beba area on clearly, but in developed countries you can still lobby when you are a minority MP or National House of Representatives member. So I think it's a general notion that we have that when we lose the executive, which is Jubilee House, it means all the arms of government are against us. It means all state institutions are against us. But it's not a correct notion all the time.
Is it not so? Because I think late afternoon I saw a video, if I'm right, when it says if Yenia Bema and Papa Collins Dawuda talking about listen, development issues. If I were the president or I was the president, I think there was a question that regards to development in the area, and he's thinking that let's say the NDC near. How do you get the development you want to have in your area?
It's a political philosophy issue, and some of it's a bait. One year you walk into an ambush. Nana Addo Dankwah, the former president, say in one of his engagements, or called baby, I him for be a besran, Jubilee House. Now I know say we be a free ho as a deputy minister also, but Oman to abam money biom. So that position left that part of the country and that geographical balance of the national cake economy. So I think it's a minefield that our positions walk into without realizing. Because okay say yanto aba amma or party near onye kwanya, then I think that begs the question of why you are in politics to begin with. Because if there will be selectivity, any party be a bebano, omo read the budget, omo bekan or parliament say, okay, if 90% of the revenue we are going to generate this year as a country, the 90% in our echo strongholds are omo to aba amai. Into a MPP now because Sabanta Mayam Puntua as one saying or NDC abaya NDC abaya because as one as being an abant maya then inya. And that will be a very dangerous political path to tread for us as a country. So right from security, development and all that, we are a collective whole. Kojo left to me alone. I'm so almost say a champion after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. If you are to tell anybody who did so well after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Oyi Ignatius go to a champion different one and yet possible. But what did he call for? He called for Unigolf. I think, sir, I'm paying for yet to above year after all the acrimony and the campaigns. After a party or a president is elected, it is time for us to douse the flames of partisanship. But Yehano, right from swearing in, it's as if we have entered another cycle of partisan polarization from the speech, acceptance speech of the president to the last speech he will give in parliament. And you saw that with Nana Addo. Yes, if speech January 2017, it was plagiarized.
Yeah.
And the last State of the Nation address, we saw how an MP addressed him, much to the anger or chagrin of his wife. She was visibly angry that her husband, after decades of service to Ghana, that were the parting words her husband was given. So politics, I say we should learn from the people we have taken it from. Even in the US, you hear of bipartisan agreement on some issues. When have our MPs in Parliament agreed to say, Ghana? Because at every point in time, 50% of our intelligentsia is waiting for the other 50% to fail. How does MPP come to power? It is only when the NDC fails. How does the NDC come to power? It is only when the MPP fails. And you don't build a mind this way. You don't build a nation this way. So therefore, let's create mutual goodwill. We come to a point that even though my party is in power, I can have the blessing of my flag bearer say, I am saying to Ewa baby, MPP for Monkobwa, NDC for Monkobwa. And on COVID, we had an opportunity to do that. When the NDC in opposition came up with a COVID response team, me say meetings are Monko na minjini sa buying po. Receive minutes of those meetings, they were sidelined. So I think it was an opportunity we lost. I believe that in future such opportunities will come. And the MPP as well, when the NDC asked for a national discussion on the economy at Senchi, almost Omonko.
Yeah.
So both parties are culpable. Tikron Kwejina. Unkwa obetimi akontem ba onko echire aba woni nipa ekwa you achieve the results you want to achieve. So on security development and all issues, I believe after every major election cycle yenye Ghana for rather than MPP and NDC.
Okay. All right. My main court line no sans mabaziga osisi actually bo akodua e line no sisi and no ending come if there is any figures out there. But so far what is in front of me as we speak, 21 out of 120 polling stations, right? MPP is 53.43%, representing 3,461, and I face with the NDC is 46.50%, representing 3,013, and Omo and Sakas is 21 out of 120. But I'm not questioning about if there are any other development and on farmer. Then I cause this here.
Okay, Kojo, to say I made the figures maybe and trigger.
Okay.
So why ready? I'm possible.
Yeah, but
I don't know. You said I'm also no my colleagues in Munya Africa now, but all the same, no. Also, my sponsor, figures maybe.
Definitely.
Okay. Oko baby to say Kumani Station, NDC 243, NPP 147, rejected 4. Kumani CAC, NDC 318, NPP 93, 3. Genesee Electoral Area, NPP 696, NDC 276. Wenchi Salvation, NPP 220, NDC 103. Wenchi Police Station, NPP 312, NDC 162, SHS Anyaso, NPP 93, NDC 188, and I feel so. Akwatia, Adiakroma, NPP 37, NDC 155. Amakom LA, NPP 32, NDC 158, LPG 1, rejected 2. Amakom LA, NPP 32, NDC 158, LPG 1. These are figures, Yensaka, so your mom for Africa.
Oh, that be you better train the other ones in na fi you who the bias is here.
The actual coalition center.
Okay.
We just say a coalition center. So police the phone go show mu in.
Okay.
Ballot boxes and also omo de ba be the omo kenkan ewie ni na no. Omo go show omo de ba yigina entrance na no. Security presence no yeah very tight to our fancy media for no no. Yes, also that accreditation say a coalition room on na yeah koshe said the name so far so good Kojo figure eputa yen no and I am Kessben as a phone for also ate no many
okay very well yeah that's bebre actually back the any and kind so clearly we seems to getting closer to what we want to call the final results, you know. I don't think I'm sure pretty maybe in the next 30 minutes or so we should be getting the final one. But the two Jano was 21 out of 120 polling stations or marking kind of, you know. The MPP is holding on to 53.43%. That is 3,461, and after so the NDC is 46.50%. Representing 3,013 no and yensa kasisia we hoping say as time moves on the akani nyina no ye de ebeba baziga I mean too even though we have this obibeka results here yen should not confirm me you know clearly tells you say indeed Akwatia still will give you that surprise 3,000 and some coins in a big difference you know 1 2 3 be na a difference, you know, and all that. But me too, so far, discussions with regards to the exit polls, regards to the current situation that you hear now, and then other matters.
With the kit Webby. Ura Collins Dowda.
Yes.
In fact, as I'm now working on and then now me bush tea no time and a program. No. Na mentiasem ni ye papa na yine ha me so I asked them to play the video again it me tie na who say papa yasem na waka no because of elections in akofo adwene maso no say oka no enye election time ka obawasem abono papa because this is no different from when Nana Akufo-Addo went to a voter region time as pillage in issue the buy no asem okoka say your friend say can vote to come ha and that's kind of thing. There's no difference. You see, maybe many member of parliament be or NPP new. And he told me that look, Ziga, if you go to Mr. Oforiate's office and we see NPP's MPs, Abu Kotobe per a year development you'll be shocked, especially in Ashanti region, their strongest hold. Then some of them knew that before Mr. Oforiatta, begging for development. Sadly, Papa Yiki Kayo. It is sometimes they say Kumasi needs interchanges. Not because they voted for NPP and they have to build interchange there. The Kumasi does not need interchange to beautify the place. Because they need it. You get me? They need it. The traffic, hectic. They need it. So you are telling me that Akwatia and Tuaba Mawa, there wouldn't be any development. But development now was an article. I was just reading the article right now. Is it article 17 or 24 and 17 talks about how you discriminate economic and you need sanoman. Uno biamwao. Abain ye to abamana abain onbeya ye moa so the development ba onbeya ye moa e na sedie just give value to the society sa abain e ka say wafa police wafa nurse wafa doctors wafa public service no wa expand no eno no nkyere yen say abain ayade o the honors of the government to provide provide to me your friend say security anything what for police value or give it to the society na sadie onya ade no why
it is something that I need. And I'm at Abama so corner coin Fasikanwa Ghana a war ye one find the money sano manoman yakikani nabuma for yes development for money. So Yama politicians, you see, BPI is politicized in this country. Yama politicians are quite said demigods. Today, people respect politicians than our chiefs. Because their papaya can I man to Abama, many President Mahama Krakamenya. How can you say this? How can you say this? So you think that place like Akwatia and to Abama and this year, they should be deprived of development. So if they don't have hospital beds because they did not vote for NDC. As I said, what kind of a member of parliament is this? Statement like this, Nipa be say look at your minister. I'm telling you. It's a time on. As I see a sorry. Me a boy out to the party mom. God and you be out. Me the be out and I don't care. You don't feed me. It's only Mr. Kessben that me na me dan. What na de me ba kra. Baby me do me love you ni na ye ono a. Wakasa me na 10 me that 10. But who na ye me ye de me taxpayers man etua wo kan. We ya de na nya we have to tell you. Wakasa ye one a bit. Wakasa ye a bit. Politicians nye ye moa. And obi development aba. Wo bia nyo obi amoa. Eye wa said yourself so deba. You see, sad we say sakama it's a bad in making nice suggestion be near the parliament and then the digest near the parliament element called parliament say some of them are not strong and it's Sanoma can be say who fire anybody at all at the parliament because your own political party you still have to lobby for development. Sometimes yes. If you are not vibrant our parliament both committee and the preliminary. You vocal, you known. Ubetimi unmisa asamba. The finance minister say ubetimi hanwa. Masana sometimes said. Ukoye backbencher, chodo kofa obiso. I'm telling you. And yes, I bet now say I ba be call election. Near Chicheche Rose na no bi. 5 km fako krum, 12 km fako no akọ eche ne kakra kakra diama. Kodro baby on your contract and your cosapete ye near Traba no asaba betra. Because if you don't have strong people that can lobby, pay their papa you better do doc no. Because on a road minister, let's send this Lusu Akwatia. There's no way that you take some road there. They make what I say. Simple on Fanco, Collins that on Fanco. But you see, only clean politics is one of the respectable, you say, politicians that this country, you reverend power. And maybe I need a violence, tata and hono. In fact, working the way through, I'm a why sa tag. Ama enkofo bunise, Ura Collins down than in the pa, Otimidi Land Cruiser, Frankofo free moba. You get me? It's the Obia Penasem. In fact, more that area, Eric Opoku is a very good friend. The North and South, Collins the minimum in Komokwan, but Eric Opoku, the Greek minister, is a fantastic man. You understand? So, omo do level bia. Omo say politics no yapa. Look at what Esedun Ketia told Obi to say Sam George. Was a master how your minister. Kahumi say maybe what do no. And then stem the na so waka. Or no time no can be. Come more than that. But who say politics no wunyini na no man no wunyini. That's why President Kofo endorsed Dr. Baumiani Ekaso. Why statement can nobody say one set back. So the bichi nanka always will be well. Though you can do the underground you politics for your own party. Say the do ba bemba be president for 2 consecutive times. It's any be but say publicly no ba bonteno ke bia. Oh we she or because you do level be no be statement. What be your mind there? So you share your utterances ye. I don't think say A+ the crank possible. A+ cry miaman madam for menena ba onu kron kasa asemisi da eye no
wow Matias here Kache mami ntiwe
on that score ne there I think say many General Ziga adwin But be one too many amongst politicians. We should understand say oman ye to abamawa. You say fair national cake. Yanchichebo biya nsenka bi. I think that statement now opening make here no. A form of inducement. At the same will be called to about this car than so on to abama. Because I go say me hunu now. One twa mame dia. Any me put to you ma. Only say oman penny kufuado koye the same thing. And unless in Iba they can wasem no. But there's another one big cry so oman penny kufuado tamo. I think so voter region a certain place be. Emo ka say ka batu onko dia nkama ma. Eti I want too many among politicians. Oman penny kufuado kra ko ka bi. Say e ka batu onko dia ko voter region. E ka batu onko dia nkama ma ha. Eti I say ayi uno uwo tumi bi na person di tumi no e da nipa. Yes. Say no. Ukoshe a year rerun here course so ablikuma not here. One of the major a year almost NDC for the year campaign say ye papa na e president of the republic. Eti eba puntu nyuma bia na ye wo tumi ye ne betima puntu nyuma. Eti mo anto ama ye candidate na. They don't say such statement we yetimi boni pa bi mu.
Yeah.
Because obi wono ma really ohia puntu nso ampa. Yitimi kwotro ma MPP wo msa me MPP ni. But say president no oteso no ye NDC candidate. Tisa me kotoba no a sama to managu ene ya mame obu aso kra de ene eduka da ye me nkoto kra enti da bia na me nya fairness e wo ya batom. In fact Ghana's election kasa de chimato bebre wo ho from security kwasi he and the videos ni bia me hwe say I was alarmed and I'm happy say senior ibad wa security say bodyguard me pia police ni bodyguard say party bodyguard internal bodyguard party no ya for your bodyguards now we peer police na police that's what crocron. Yes, I understand the police are they have to make peace and say retaliate whatever now so to be a because some police for ya na boy ho ba to be na say powerless because of politics. Politicians na show much yes because general dentia normally yako posa ya police for no mutimi nya hwede it doesn't and you say be your police no need the impetus to act. The kind of training they am your security forces no if ka from be ye djuma no pa who is a bodyguard you can't face them. But because politicians they show machinti because at the end of the day who appoints the inspector general of police and you ko we asia no my hwe ya madjuma babo me my hwe ya dia kwaso wo form ho no se ni nyina na yese de obofo ko nwura mu ko hu nyina no be fie no be ka eto bia hunu ankasa ko mo so eto bu police ni na between chairman buga na ye de na ye pia police ni ono ko pata bodyguard no wo no how dare you police ni a no bo Ghana ho ban ensure say peace internally e be koso and the general o man dey ya wasembo ne po na gradual media makase e be we unya nansi we nkuna obeda ne chemfo be kawo. If politicians na anye careful one day grow near maybe na sadien be so de akeka there will be a time sa bodyguards ni one more we grow or the machi mi was get my for bodyguard say me kwabla be do the minika permit me for bodyguard but sa for that be so de awe yes grow adie bi but then I don't just say ka see go vigilante ni ade no bodyguards on nam ho ye den obi aye din enti ade no asa danko dada do ye dada ye ho ye di nyoma diagro et papa the statement there me second general about the wrong time we should say the wo dru esitie a form of inducement one to amajon Muhammad dia and one to amend this dia kind this candidate dia in yempuntu enti obi anto aba ama and this candidate nko yempuntu Akwatia no nka Ghana ho ana no I think say baby akudru no enye enye
okay
general ayin de bebre nso na aba say who copy Akwatia the letter say ya minya say MPP jubilate and this is jubilate there's a class of jubilation.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Ebisi Akwatia ye green ebisi Akwatia ye blue na project aba provisional results abi
yes
but was a graphic for also do about 11 minutes ago.
Okay,
they were na me sure say I don't know who copied from who because 11 minutes ago but na Ashanti region minister so
Yes, I think that was 12 minutes ago.
12 minutes ago.
Yeah, 12 minutes ago.
Okay, then another day
watch guys, done deal.
Okay, but
prepare another by-election at New
Japan.
Okay.
The figures be see provisional results Akwatia by-election. 91 out of 120 police stations. NPP 10,391 and NDC 13,784. Total vote cast 24,175. But the same results, MZ Ashanti Regional Minister the two the war.
Okay, so
latest one
Ashanti Regional Minister the end was 38 minutes ago.
So be that a graphic copy for Papa you are.
And that's what you were saying.
Hey, 91
polling stations now making MPP is 10,391 and NDC at 13,784.
This is Ashanti Regional Minister.
This is Ashanti Regional Minister.
This how many minutes ago?
Ashanti Regional Minister them who had 38 minutes ago.
Yes, 38 minutes ago.
I know they are for the format.
And I made a check now.
Okay.
38 minutes ago.
Okay.
But 11 minutes ago, Daily Graphic, the same results, no?
Okay.
With the same background, no?
Okay.
And so I will copy the free Ashanti Region.
State media, no?
Jesus Christ.
State media, I will copy free. State media, ni mumjena. I will copy free.
Kabla time I'm doing any of the same.
I
did the same to 11 minutes.
Yeah.
But the choice 11 minutes.
Yeah, 11 minutes.
I did the same red.
Yeah. The same background now.
70.
Yes. Me who see I say we Dr. Mwakwengene page now still.
Okay.
I say temperature 38.2 in charge. Please let me have other vitals. And then we'll cough down 14 minutes ago the end and now can why in the green and he says guys done deal. Prepare for another by-election at Jabin. But he's saying New Jabin because the MP for New Jabin has said that Omu Winia NDC Winia yes, Oba resign for Parliament. But I mean, but when you hear politicians say this, like with that vim, they say I do them when Winia may resign, they may say, and then I didn't see on resigning. No, that's what him. No, I did.
Prosper Nate say Akwatia is Atasa. Or do say NPP? So you say I confused. Say results the bad, you know. Oh,
okay. Sorry. MPP Ghana politics. I say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but she should have video in my message. I think we'll have to play. I think Baba Jamal too has said he will ensure that Omu Winia in the NDC. Obama, your friend is saying,
Michael
Chibefi, I resign. But
in other jurisdictions, words mean a lot. Oshe Richard Nixon, in the case, by you know, some campaign Ebeka say, ne ibia yen shishimone, ain't in shishimonon so ne okano, a boy bradia. The law can force you to take certain decisions. Ghana, what is the minister resigning that? Apart from, I just say it's sinipana until the person has got their back against the wall. Now, yes, sinipano were resigning. In most cases, the president has had a gentleman's discussion. Say, neokwe, or say Jumano or the toho. Our words don't mean too much. Internet obisha obo na obisa ni say okay say obe ye ABC but so any political talk.
Okay.
Na political talk because now the honorable Baba Jamal Ekano what laws, what statutory laws can you use to force the New Jabin MP to resign? What laws are there? Into Obeka say Botsirimka say he felt he should say it for fun.
Okay.
But if the laws were there, then you could maybe escalate the issue to our courts, saying there is a precedent, Obika say, and that the courts force the person to do the right thing. Apart from that, nothing.
Chenebo mame ayi kakra minute na fe yentie ora Baba Jamal de okafa New Jabin MP no Chebeko na fe yemra back here.
Here is time to work. Otherwise, we will all give him the necessary disdain and disrespect as a member of Parliament. We will just show him serious disrespect because we will not trust him again. If he has come out to say he has come to do his work, as I'm speaking now, you are asking me a question. Have I put my integrity online? I'm saying that I'll be extremely surprised. We have done our work. If he wins, fine. Because in politics, surprises will never end. So if you come and say that you resign if that is what he said, I'm telling you, we are going to hold him to it. Thank you so much, Honorable.
Okay, or say they will hold him responsible, but like Ibade can be holding responsible on what? Maybe now if you call and no sumu details, but Cheneboa, over line as well. Mami update, what is happening? Hello? Hello? Okay, Mr. Cheneboa in the line, so one some friend and right now for but I mean, Baba Jamal is a lawyer anyway, and talking about this thing tells you that maybe he's using the man's words as against what also then they will treat him with disrespect and all that. I mean,
that is the farthest you can go.
Okay.
Say Obeka say, "Oye nipa, you don't keep your word."
Okay.
But if we were really a nation, look, Kojo, if we took people accountable and responsible for their words, presidents should even resign for not fulfilling their words during the campaign era. When Donald Trump suffered an assassination attempt, Nason. On that, the head of Secret Service, which was in charge of the security of the press and the then candidate, Donald Trump, or the Nejuma Etoho. In other places, people take ultimate responsibility. Based on that, based on conviction, if we had a president like that, then you can say, okay, say, one yenti, say, ni say, and so. So I say, Obia to make an ope. But at the end of the day, there are no laws to hold you accountable. The farthest this can go, and say, Parliamentary Privileges Committee, then there's a little censure. Where I saw said there are no structures to force people out of office was when MPs from the MPP, a majority of the MPs, wanted a minister appointed by the same party to leave the job, but they couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't do anything, absolutely nothing about it.
That's the finance minister's
the finance minister's issue. Lawyer Pia Kubine, lawyers Kuku Damu. And how much more say me can radio and I'm a trail with social media. Until you want to force me out of parliament just because of what I have said. To say you can stand on the words of an MP to force him out of parliament. Besides, look at the laws. Jachukwesin almost lost his seat because per our laws or infringe one of the statutes we have. So you can't have dual citizenship. Those concrete issues, you can go to court. But say many may reading como machine boss say Missy Abronsan by 10 a man. No means here. What they may go in fear and for now they may go.
Cheneba could have mean to you, then I console where baby I was is here now. Yes, sir. Meton can't then I console is here.
Yes, there was policy center at the forecourt of the policy center. Security lady for you, I have to go. I never acquire a check with the say. Obia feels so worrying.
What's it?
Obia feels so worrying.
Wow.
Obashan, wait the Namha, we should the Namha. Asumadu supporters, Namha, and as Asuna lawyer, Pediaco supporters, Asunam Hanum. When I'm before now, you know, just that Obia comportable. Also, anybody a bamboo can say a show at all. So, what we comport we if you're none of the you know, and now can use a bad say to transfer that they are back. So far, okay, you see, I chance a ballot box in Baba, in Abba, you have a coalition room or not the old piano, you see, for no Eddie Atuja, Eddie Amaya. Is there anything where did it and waiting it here? And that puts up how no and this in a stronghold. lawyer bedi akon aha the stronghold eya Akwatia and Akwatia so and police center no until automatically you will see jubilation, high jubilation here. What do I share? The bit is when here and also jubilation no cost jubilation no cost on the part of MPP. Because we also say the candidate and I win you could do. We also say the candidate and I win. So what the background no they near the other one. NDC for no NDC supporters no and have to promote omo jubilation no kodo police dey there kodo no bambo no ano eden enti ihe nse obi di business am represent nsam aye dey say rasa why dey matter we are still here kodo
okay
we are still here
all right
we are waiting for the outcome of the election
okay
the UC yeah
all right Cheneba, yeba baba kana abedi nko. All right. Chenebo akudi ani yeten nkan but now the situation where you find two political parties jubilating Obi Beka before and after. If the supporters hear otherwise, what happens? I mean, is it propelling chaos?
Say TK. Other the caveat say so far so good. They are comporting themselves.
Yes.
Say you see hene na yen declare say hene na okotina apakan mu na you go powder there. At the end of the day, no, I don't just say you see what hene. And the powder there say yen na. Obi able to me about powder. Kojo, senior Kojo. Obi able to me about powder. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. It is my word against your word. Neobek have a final say, no any the returning officer, electoral commissioner. Into no Neobeka finally. And we saw it in 2016. Actually, first we saw the NDC jubilate, then the NPP also jubilate. And up to now, all the figures are here bandy around. The highest we have seen of the polling stations here, 91.
Yes.
Wompo, you have been very conservative. Nyaoka no air for 21 polling stations. And all of these up to now are provisional results. Sebio media house are there to baby and a minister there to ni wall or so. Onu ye electoral commission.
Yes, for us to say.
Inti yebesre party faithful should not go to town with provisional results. Omun twentwen so kakra. Omun numuncio entren or pebre. Senebeya at the end of the day when the electoral commission maybe 2 hours from now or 3 hours from now or even less when the electoral commission comes out. But I think we still have to work on the pace of our coalition. There's only one constituency.
And
left
it's,
to me
it's
alone
7
by
p.m.
3-4 o'clock umpo.
Now I can see a year. Yeah, 4. Latest by 6:37 you should be done. It's now 7 o'clock.
That brings to question the electoral reforms we need to embrace. You remember the Electoral Commission was proposing, say, 2 p.m. we should end polls.
So they have enough time.
And then the culture of bringing the ballot papers together and then sorting them out. We are still living in an analog mechanical age. Every vote that takes place, there should be an electronic device next to it. So that paper will only be a second layer of verification. So that before, as soon as exit polls, as soon as you close it up, and the tally, and the technology, just as we are looking at this clock,
yes,
there can be a way that eventually even the returning officer doesn't have to talk too much. There is software that can do this. You can commission people to do this. At the end of the day, what you have on paper will tally with what you have digitally. And senior your Supreme Court on pink sheet issued near Kikan say elections are declared at the polling station. Senior Justice Doche and now before for Ekayem. There can be a way you can digitally display the outcome of the results. So we don't go through on a good day, if you are to sort out 500 polling papers, ballot papers, or 400, actually, take it time.
Yeah.
and we do it manually. And a returning officer no SOT out to be here. Say no, I say we MPP parliamentary candidate there. Now you kind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are in the 21st century for God's sake. Because above 2 minutes to 7.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
And we ended the
5 p.m.
The voting at 5 p.m. Almost 2 hours down the line. We are only relying on speculative results.
Yeah. Just one constituency.
And this is a constituency.
119 police stations.
Just
119.
Yes, that is without special voting.
119.
Yeah.
Just one constituency.
And it's 7 o'clock and we are still.
Yes. So I think if there is anything we need to learn from Akwatia, I believe that the security architecture has worked by far. We need also to ramp up the pace of our coalition and the processes that go into the election. Let's go digital. And before the be a homogeneous simply eswa ni omo kan say digitization ye ko digital ni na ekeka. Something as basic as what gives you legitimacy, which is an election, should go digital rather than analog coalition returning officers or polling center.
Because what you say, yeah, try say ballot papers boxes ni na beba na ye ni na ya kind na fe onya kind na who say na be na o'clock or baby call. I mean,
you have to give extra security to guard the ballot papers
exactly.
to the coalition center.
Yes.
If everything was digitized before leaving the polling, let me say 5 minutes after the close of polls, the people there would see it on a screen.
Not something. We have been able to no microphone.
At the end of the
now
day,
say officially not flanked by deputies. Yeah.
Some places where people were forced, it was as if a gun had been put to their heads. Said declare. And people went to court, and some places had to undergo recounting in a account. If you digitize the process, or when you digitize the process, it cuts off all of this. Because now there is rival jubilation. We must say, we must say, one free na ghetto boys ne tramadol for a bit. So the earlier the EC came out to declare officially the winner of the Akwatia by-election, the better it will
because
be.
Because again, I mean, they all can't hear the because it's late, it's 7, the darkness about. And the car say, we could hear the sirens. I'm on for the motor. Ramon in the Musa, Obehuano Biakurubi. Akushemuno name and shame. Akoye winning. I am saying the world. I mean, businesses are activated. People are drinking. People are doing all sort of things in the area. Then all of a sudden, as you say, "Nyame krana me wini and then mo na wini ya." I be how you be 7 p.m. na fe.
Yeah, a lot of campaigns against sports betting. Yeah, billboards.
Yes.
People are doing sports betting.
Yes.
You understand? On this, Obimpo edi a sticky bet. Obi they are to chacha. People bet on almost everything. One share ya and chempo. Say we have a piano MP, if you were betting. The way chacha adani a normal part of our lives today. And for all you know, some people have staked a bet on this issue. And then how violent people can be when they lose bets.
Exactly.
Especially, I can say, wow, winning. Later, Rebecca said that they're not done.
Yes.
You can imagine how violent some people.
Yeah.
So, by 7:30, 8 o'clock,
we should be done.
And the official results on the bar.
But maybe that's the same way. Okay, make a jubilation and do security by then. My man came on before and after. So before we are seeing something good from the security and all that, after declaring, what do you think the security should do? I mean, right now that is in the evening. I mean, tomorrow, should they be there for the next 3 days, 4 days to before they finally leave the scene or what? How should it be done?
Already, and Senior Kojo Preko, we've had cause to question the heavy police deployment.
5,500
left to me alone. It's like 1/8 of our total police force, approximately. Until like security-wise, it's like Accra, the capital, it's naked today.
Anybody can operate anywhere.
BBC says here, where is the chain of command? IGP nimpemfoni na political heads ni na omugo fako. So we don't have to take such risks. And the idea of even declaring, announcing, say, I'm pushing this number of state security human resource. We are just lucky as a country. Our foreign policy has been very peaceful. We give enough information out there for Ghana to be harmed. 5,000 kukru or more better him fine, for example. And who bears the cost?
The state.
Allowances, if possible. It's going to cost the country a fortune, an arm and a leg. So the earlier the declaration was done, the better. Senebeya and Krane do free by na Tamale command they do free by Ashanti Regional Commander Ubesi Muntem. But I believe that after the declaration, and usually even with the presidential elections, and then if they can replicate what happened at the national level, two aspirants, up to now we've not seen them together. One of them should be statesman enough to come and say, I dare know. Just what the Dr. Baumia did, which earned praise and then criticism in equal measure. But usually the tension is just prior to the declaration. When the declaration is done, say Bibia Adrobrel na Akwatia for tomorrow, they wake up to a normal day.
Okay. And you know, say Bibi says here the main troop near the buyer can leave now. The area division can just do the wrap up within the space.
Look, this election, if we were politically mature, shouldn't have gone beyond the Eastern Regional Police Command.
Okay.
Even that, I'm being charitable. 1 or 2 police divisions should have been able to take care of this election. But we live in a country where politics is about optics. It's about a gallery. It's about honorable one mouth in who or who. Somebody's appointment is at stake because he didn't go to Akwatia, for example. Say, your my appointment will be a party there in who cry. So our politics is not about we do man so. It's about a year no by an hour. Outdoor no by an hour. Like people based on this to vote you out of power. Me papa talk for one maybe. And
that is a concern. That's the concern of Obi or person or two about.
It's politically immature. It's politically immature. So I believe kakra. Our leaders are a reflection of the people. So kakra, I believe with public education, we'll get to a point where you can be effective without necessarily having to show your face at a place like Akwatia for a by-election.
Nice. Catch it. Figures me
so far, no, the also parties no be our internal coalition.
Exactly.
But platform be me was no. The only abeto so we say we kakra advance kakra. Na so far no. Out of 120 police stations, 107 omo di aba. Na NDC candidate no, the omo di ato one say onu 16,459. And a MPP candidate no 13,445. Which means that NDC candidate no 54.7% as against MPP 44.7. Clearly no, the omo di ato idea even though you but the omo some say NDC candidate no lead. But general unim Sani awosha serobo boss no. Nyame wanwa say Akwatia ho no MPP jubility na NDC jubility because we all know say Akwatia constituency do. Omoto abani we no the margin no na very close. I say NSKUMI that time onya 19,269 and NDC Okoyo nya 17,209. The difference was 2,063. General no so be asa se ukoto aba na se difference in 2063 and also already NDC for na allege say overvoting ni ade bi call so na nyina kan ho mi do de call court no eti enyame wan wase at this juncture no obi ajubility but the point we have to establish is that senior can say be Ghana yensuade. And if we keep on doing the same thing at the same time, definitely we won't get a different results. Then what did make us say? We said this is the 33rd by-election in Ghana. 33rd, we're the total 33. 32 now, out of 33 now, not count 33 no. 33 now, this year MPP are winning 16. And NDC are winning 14. Now, you talk about a by-election like this. That's will be every new be the will be constituency and no friend flip. And today we are going to see whether or not NDC ever flip it because we know say and that's coming another way. But your trust is all mine. A unitary state like Ghana, as I say, your population, you know, around 34 million, 35 million. I stand to be corrected. Now up till now, you mean free by election. You go beer and talk up PM, my ball, my team, my cow, APM, and tension started rising. At the juncture, you to me and digitizing your election. Now, this is our brain. I said to not there. Then I thought I'm a say. Now I'm going to talk about now that can be opaque. And on the same one and as I said, yet to be a progressive. I say I am stagnant. Now we are about to watch shame. Can I unity state? Ya dos why federal state no come to aba na ade ko piem America we election even though you kaka dynamics ni different kaka but to aba simple enche bia na yehu common constituency by election emponie and yentimi tension na start rising metiase na senior ibade kan bedu ba pi no se obi a meka hwe ntro obi na say we are all in a year and even dilemma na na chese NDC ni buafu MPP ni su buafu because obi a person odin kunuma at the end of the day etiase etimi sua de free o hwe experience yenya free by elections mu we need the total 33 that 33 so na make us MPP anya 16 we need 16 NDC we need 14 and them say independent higher one I think in 1995 and so CPP we need one that was kumbungu per records no eti yakuye ni mobile elections mo dikaba na we kura no ya to abewe 5 o'clock the way 7:10 2 hours 10 minutes yentimi hu the wedding kunim oh yakachi we need to learn oh yes oh my Ghana you know yakachi papa but we think we know and you betimi ayenso ahu ba yenye because niam ahu hia no no ye de ato nchen and na de ahu hia no and ye di akiri obi ato aba mo MP a constitution as stated clearly MP the functions said you can say MP na ye kwan MP nya kwan ba won si omo so bohye na omo de kwato to abonten nti no e be kwakwa wiase no na kroma na down because you said it and definitely you need to fulfill it. What was the general?
Yeah, me tell support.
How many you want to mean you can why then? So now what will it mean for the NDC candidate no if he wins? So we need somebody poor because medical catcher say yana your power. John Mahama is the president, of course, an NDC candidate. It is about to a NDC candidate now. Any puntu you must Akwatia. So assume without your mom pa saying yes sir. Ghana son obia per national cake nibi. If John Mahama is not able to do a lot of developmental projects Akwatia, what happens at the end of the day? And Tuba said the pressure about Beto member of parliament because that is the promise you gave to the people. Say any buy power to put to abani my then I to abani we and you know you are getting 2 months or so. I think and I'm confirm question my name development be uncle so. It is almost 1 year 2 years and be uncle so. Say that it is our slogan and it's our form of inducement and you power and amount to mine because the national cake is for all of us. And so be any whether I voted for you or not. And so be answer candidate. But me the kakra na make can say the senior candidate no kwan so anu. Nti ye nyi ho ne nanimu kwan fa so ye elections no. Yes sem ne digitizing no. Ye wie ya peking kran ma no bi ehu. Atinya bia ni ho. Afei ebe obi expectation ube yi obi abehu oh ade ne he ne ekwana nyi yi. Wo ya MPP ni abe free ho. Because say tension wo ho nyina obi a feel say we win. Nti ane ye me gina ho akosi say I don't know the day electoral commission but wo so na omo twini nyansa chichi ye nanti da benda I think say betime afia besa nonkono
oda be intimi fia nonkono sa na dey nonkono dey na say I don't know kwa bibia ho because like you all guys saying, you know, I mean, and you be sanke ye chinchini biasa na ye delay your to the extent that we cannot even finish with this thing at this point. Now, it's almost 7:14 into me, and like you rightly said, we are all hitting on a figures, a political parties in Honum Eba. And then it's people are jubilating. I've seen videos. We're going to show lots of videos, I mean, on your screens right now. The jubilation that Chinua Akwatia was talking about, and I think that clearly it is maybe a system because we'll be a jubilate sadia. It tells me say Obika will be in Winia, especially when the numbers or the figures are slim. Na and said and doors so we beka say me pe rerun and na me pe say and all those things e ba be makofa in sembebre na no and aba and all that, but I hope say it might not even get there for us to even see or witness what is really happening from there. You know, I've seen some few videos pretty soon you the better screen so for to also watch and all that. 15 minutes past the hour of 7 Election Avenue, and share CC and I think there's a video from TK, right? Okay, let me call like two no so na fe many TK ndin komo CC TK my mean to what is happening now? Yeah, that all of us will be then satisfied to know that Obi na win the MPP and NDC is Akwatia green or blue?
Yes. Kojo, see a unconfirmed, but study a Nyama Kwakusi, and then your coalitions are yeah. Kojo, Bibia says lawyer Bidiako, Obefa Kunyano. All indications, that's a lawyer Bidiako Obefa Kunyano. Now, I did just some can share the map supporters, no. It's also I did the Uchi background now. Lawyer supporters in one and they could see there, but see, it's a demand here. And yes, I'm going to Akwatia coding na ajibu. Akwatia coding na ajibu. Ka traffic chomusa kusibodia. Enti kodo adding na nipa no abwa peso wa papa. We ma tweme ho kakra kwa sana. Metime nye baby ameno ka say. Nipa abwa peso wa papa. Now is a coalition so nya dia oyebema individual bi akomu bi unless so kuta accreditation. Enti the security also security was so still bambo and so enemu assume kakra areas enti ombo advising professor me nyina sumo u de sumo ana police ni abase nyina sumo because the diabetes esi so these are things that ekoso hanom all indications just lawyer be dia ko do me to just
So clearly, Akwatia will be green, right?
Yes, Akwatia will be green. Akwatia will be green. I didn't just have to say the NDC about your chrono. And now, still, I say the confirmed results from the EC. We are still at the forefront of the police center.
It's interesting. Initially, what they buy now will say both parties were jubilating. All of a sudden, Adanema, the Greens are now jubilating more than the Blues, right?
Yes. But the only figures no. But they are certain figures no. Where the issue to Kakra, no way is Abafon Kakra, no way the issue to Kakra. The way about from Kaka, and you see clearly, sir, figures need to it was so very huge as compared to Idiano, Vasumarudiano, and this Idiano, as Shutua, a cost of as compared to Asumarudiano, clearly, it shows that Abidiako is leading the race to do.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll wait a little while. I'm sure in the next couple of minutes ahead of us, you will get that clearance from EC to also tell us indeed Akwatia is green, and then we'll look at the figures before we all check out from here. It will say what you're telling us, and we are not saying say and of course your sources are also not telling you say no credit. But of course, Electoral Commission, as we all say, and the final say. I mean, when it comes to a resource of this nature, and I'm sure the jubilation that is going on, really, Obama, shots of it. We're going to come back to you on Zoom so you can give us, live.
Before you end, let me say this. But I'm about to say, you're about to say your policy for yeah, different what man or more. This was station. Yes, about to say, different what man or more. Say, be, the person is trying to, they're also a they don't allow anybody to talk. We do our percent or continue baby now or the witness in the American. And one say intimidating for right and left. Let's give us a different way to man or more. And about one of my authority.
When you say they are intimidating, my vivid picture, how is it done? Saying
yes, I could say, be a person born once a
okay.
So yes, and baby on my body, barricade no SEC, and baby on my ignorance. It is up to us, and I said the police to advise them. Oh yeah, and the moment I be near Bobby and take what the cost I don't know. It's not fair. It's not fair. Best police for no. It depends what man on me. And in the you phobia maso this was station, and they are not coming to attack anybody. If I ban just that person of air cost no. Now, I think it's unfair and it doesn't go well. Please, that's what I will advise.
Okay, all right. I think we'll come back to you pretty shortly. Now, feel the final results in Inama, then we can close today's by-election. Now, the 30th. September election at Tamale Central. Then September for the month. I call it as by election. When China fear head the echo all right, so Chuneboy is still hanging in there. Baby, the final results in Inabe brain, and clearly from report or it tells us that Akwatia is green. And no a provisional. I cannot tell you that and you could hear from the background say the NDC for according to a correspondent, they are jubilating wild some of the jubilation that is really happening with Akwatia here as we speak. There are some shots that are coming in from the camp of the NDC. I can see Godwin. Is that Godwin? Godwin and then this is their coalition room. That is where they are jubilating. But how they are jubilating and how things are going there or a coalition center honum. So clearly, this is coming from a coalition room hall. Godwin Akwagan, right? And you who is Siano and the jubilation I started if you're more coalition room also is trickling down to a supporters of Akwatia. It will share a room honoma, more projected a more figures, as to what is really happening from there. But then we check a Akwagan and Kasa on Ankasa the Nema or their Tohona. Clearly, it tells you the figures that they are projecting on are similar to the ones that I'm seeing around Omakasomo platforms. So no, those are the figures that I'm seeing there. Atene initially in the 50s near MPP. Now it's all of a sudden Assisa Kakra, and then those are the figures that you see there. And I'm saying those are the figures that
General, I think that NDC abaso. Early days but me can on the angle say. I think 2016 or 2020. A brand this Lusu election. No. I did about one MPP for some communicators, the station, be no kasa whatever. No more say, Omukroma back roman to be quality. Omo ya trap and roman to be on figures. Now MPP for the NDC for general. Since then, Anna NDC 80 me. Mashali wa mwe ni omo machinery omo de ehwa bato so ene kwan ase to aba when they said say se to aba wi a less than some hours be kran sana electoral commission dey figures na ba no on betimi anya resource no and they've lived up to that task to me because we share aba bia since the yato a eye NDC for timi ayo internal collation no no the figures number 12 when they put the figures there so a no maka so ma wi ni a because we are here no more winning. So I wanted there, you have a basso. Then about assemble ya to MPP. Early days yet do. But this is here I can say, Tamale Center, the Omaja to MPP so monko. And definitely end this never say winning. So if it is anything to go by, and not end this year, Oma benya super majority. Oma fi absolute majority, benya super majority. Because they say no, some more you 133, 183, 183. Aha. Eti send no mu winia they come to 184 then Tamale Central no beka ho a 185 omabu ban yeah we say come what the other side of the political divide as MPs are on betimi essential minister bi ko say the NDC ni bibi on betimi aka in 2028 elections NDC den enya sembia nkan fanyi om ho ano because numbers in parliament decision bia president John Mahama be taking no on per se yadwuma ebe yadwuma then when I make say early days yet until say electoral commission any figures never trouble and 10 no we unconfirmed but from the way I signal city corner there I think Akwatia is green 185 no so be after Tamale Central
na say ni na ba be yan
after Tamale Central after na dey no be 184
okay
na Tamale Central be kan ho 185 from absolute majority to super majority. Hey, and go for 2028, I'm going to carry Ghana for some failing Ghana for. And I don't
I mean, clearly, if indeed what we're seeing, we've taken short from a coalition room of the NDC. We've seen Gordon Agokan, Agogan, yes, a celebrity with them and all that, you know. 185 Keche says a super majority. The effect of it, I mean, in parliament, and then even, I mean, making sure the nation then gets what it needs. Ebeye Juma, are they not going to feel that, oh, you want a bit maybe baby? I mean, the penny ebeye. Are we going to head to that level?
Yes, said the penny or parliament, the majority side. Many are too sure. Say be our Becca said the penny here, the Becca watches here because I said we have just 3 years away to, and the most difficult thing is Mahama needs to satisfy all the 100 and something, and we should not forget that independent candidates being so declare more support. They are working for NDC as a judgment of E+, that's a good one, Easter something. And it's I'm saying that for independent yes, I declare more support Yama NDC. And women now the party needs to satisfy them. You get me? It is not easy. It is a one year careful now do say a DBR just like that. It can create a problem for you in the future. So a bit me a creative problem at the amount. It and yet he said yeah, you know, yeah, but you see, I think that National Democratic and NPP they need to sit down. They have to go back to the drawing board. Now, one more tenacity. Now, almost share party in the because the most dangerous thing, our party, when they say we are party, the most dangerous thing is if people within is working against you, Eddie. I'm telling you.
People within,
yeah. The MPP for the know. And I'll keep saying, yeah, by election, our bantama, NPP beat me a lose.
Really?
Oh, yes. Take it from me. Baby, I didn't know. And yet, NPP ne lose. It is their own people that are working against them. Then I'm a catcher. I didn't buy. Akwatia just 8 months. Yakotwaba. Somebody is leading 2063. You fancy the Padodo Mametwaba. So the NDC bars their people to come and vote. And I say Mahama Mamu Kakria no mu say oh amamu we dia ya anti sadete yen swishing Kotwaba man. Ebi. Me say makasa se un mesaka bi. And kofo we NDC mu a NPP mu a they are working against the party for their interest. Because of the flag bearership position, because of the national executive position, they want these executives to be kicked out. They want the flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, not to be retained. The only way we can kick them off and say, as a set party, no, go into tatters. A do level be a now to one I am a show. Now do one year kobu say no one bet me save with the situation. They are working against the party. They have empire in the party. They have empire. The empire is that they have people within every constituency. They tell them to work against the party, and they are doing it. I'm telling you. Me gonna make a job.
Wow party.
Me party.
Me party say wona wo ye interna wow party no.
Yes. Yeah. Let's NDC be omu yombisa. But NDC dey na no nya shit say NPP. NDC there were some people who didn't like Mahama. Okay. And they were working against Mahama underground. Giving NPP for information and all that. But no they no the question is say Mahama no almost all the party about 90% of them wanted Mahama to be retained. Yeah. Because Omu say he's the only person that can restore power back for them. But NDC, NPP, I'm telling you.
Dangerous for the party.
I'm telling you.
And a bit me last longer.
Yeah.
Whichever side it goes, no.
Yeah, by election. Bantama Subi constituency NPP will lose.
You can wait over me in the
Miss make catch wrong. So underground work against the party. And you say how? Hey, Nipano and Kofono mu work itia party. They will buy election on Beko. They will take the microphone and speak. But underground, they are working against the party. I don't see a ding come up. They don't mind words. They tell us what they are doing. Especially during the general elections. Mm-hmm. They were working against the party. They were telling some chairmen, executives, I almost say, make sure that people don't go and vote. They wouldn't tell you to go and vote for Mahama. It is only a certain candidate that his people told me. Say at a point, they told their people to go and vote for Mahama because their candidate wouldn't be able to win. You understand? But there are some people in the NPP were working against the party. But see, what the Palmer by-election? What is the stronghold of NPP in Greater Accra here? What is the stronghold?
See, Domain is gone.
Domain is gone. Is there is gone. But so the upper and ya so to ma and ya so to. It was Emra Adubako Kisi told me on digest.
Okay.
Also a better contest. And I'm saying why? Honorable. Was it different 30,000? 30,000 could be that so. Now about 2,000 as a 3,000 difference. Just imagine.
Edia promise and a Mahama de Badia who try you be that. Ya done sumu 5 good years. Mahama was able to get 44.something%. Jamaica what I say. So edia ne buy idea for say party no koku bia such a year to amount. They should sit down and look for it. No munyai so beer penyon me pese me re-election. They should come to us. Some of us will be able to point to them. Ako we if they say a bit me about level be crass ye create mechanism to sack them. I'm saying the party be free.
Is that not dangerous?
Oh, he's working against the party.
Their number no.
Alan call on and call for call. Everybody knows that today. Some of the Alan Chamate people, when they sit on it, if you speak ill against Alan, any Mahama, they'll quickly react to the Mahama when they leave the Alan one. Jamaica, what I say? They'll quickly react. I have monitored them. You get me? But Miss Woman shot in the and you normal. But, me see, there are 2 NPP, no, and you normal. Your by-election today, we your by-election, Bantima constituency, NPP Belusu. Your by-election, it was Subin constituency, NPP Belusu. Kwa your by-election today, it was Swami constituency, NPP Belusu. Why? There are some people working against the party, and they are NPP people. Okay? Who read the Bible? Me expose, your Bible. Expose.
Yeah.
May you research it, the reaction and actions behind scenes and stories of Bible. Sometimes, Mama Casa with you. Who read the Bible? Who might go to Judas? AKC Jesus. The reason why Judas AKC Jesus is say. Kiss ni dia a Jew for omamra so bi do bi a ye dia no fear ena e bi wahu na che wayi ye dia no fear ne so fe na fro ho ne sa no man ena o dey express how you love the person or how you have missed the person. Now listen, when the Roman soldiers confront Jesus and in the suafon then Judas said that Munjao near Mecca coffee no no Jesus. Just my making you. Meanwhile, Akwatia a can as soon your friend Marcus. Some Marcus no the boss Eka Pharisee from Pennyphone. Jamaica say Jesus Christ had already encountered them. I saw them what that. So they knew Jesus, the facial construction, the hairstyle, the baby, say this is Jesus Christ. But how come that Judas said that? Only Jesus. You know why? Spiritually and physically. Jesus and the Suafon at the time no my white. In the eyes of the opposition, Jesus and then the white. They were wearing everything be the same. So they were not able to identify which one is Jesus. And because of saying Jesus, contention about him, they didn't want to make any mistake. And Judas now knows what the other side, when the Roman and the Judas was also white. So he is the so he was able to identify which one is Jesus. And then a catcher and say, Sietwa, Yanya one. If you are one, because they used to eat together, sleep together, work together, die together, do everything together. And no matter you're strong, you can't defeat them. You get me? And to open the why son, so ultimate defeat to Oma. So be bet me defeat to Oma unless somebody within betrays them. Somebody within betrays them, and that person on the name with secret in and out of our movement now in the person of Judas, because that's only a white, or no a bomb pie, so was all having the same alignment. It was also a white, and no so he was able to identify the Jesus. Others not me, but they knew Jesus already. So somebody within
on the corner crana
or corner crana
when you ye
mena me catch ro able kumanov party ni seed na say young able kumanov
exactly
unless court akasa tie ni o wo be seed na ye wie na there's some people are more person on your flag bearer ni bi no ma fa kire ko woman ni fie say YouTube say ye be yade who say the press conference no was held ewo woman no ni fie o mo shada ko e no ni fie e wa ablikuma o be fie ha woman no o ma convince woman say uncontested no man question woman say uncontested no be really on be support no why they was not chasing the woman's victory they want the party to lose so that the beckers ye hia om me na me catch ro ablikuma and NPP for now munim obo ka kire nde bia Mr. Woman trust ya anya se aduma no I'm telling you we have 4 years 3 years yenim de besi e bia na more by election saba message e betia to bia de lose oh I'm telling you the NDC any numbers nobody win you any numbers I'm telling you first you know say 2024 results is
19,000 as against 17,000 but specifically NDC candidate 17,000 that's what you 17,209 and NSC Akuminya 19,269 so the difference was 2,063
good you then go and check the 2020 so reduce so the 19,000 you find see a BBR NPP is now it be a 15,000. They say, what's happened to the 4,000?
So MPP appreciate in 2020 because Henry Adom Boachino 2020 no nya 19,899.
Okay.
And NSC Akumbenya 18,742. So it means MPP appreciated their vote. 19,000. And Henry Mumbe depreciating the vote from 19 to 17,000.
So you check the 19,000 within 8 months. Now per the resource the satisfied resource now. What happened to the others?
Until the infant say a fear and panic why you get him got trouble. Me cry maybe. Oh maybe in 5,000 now. Because we so general remember say when a year the percentage ni win even one vote. And when the 2,000 baby almost fine. 2063
now my very good friend my PSA as a message or say apart from some people within the MPP working against the party any 50-50 elections NDC will win because MPP can't convince people to vote for them. MPP do not have the strength to fight for elections. MPP will win election when Ghanaians are fed up with the system putting MPP and NDC in contest. NDC will always win election with anything but MPP can't do wet. This is from PCA.
They don't say NDC are contested. So I say after elections, you know. NDC are kumiko PMO court, Koforia High Court. On the NDC basis, you know. Na baako ye almost say discrepancies results on him enti o man yantum no almost say hu ne say abato na ebobo ye no electoral commission figures no de bae no na hwe so de no wo na the discrepancies kakra wo ken no e ma me kai Dr. Peter Bo Motoku no kra e kan say easy quality results no in the absence of NDC for no enti any omo nyintum because ye aboba ya to abawie ye ebobo ye kan na mo ye ya na MPP NDC for ni ho a na mo declare nti no mo so mo nyin no mo san cite lack of original pink sheet no mo say pink sheet na MPP for ni kura no was photocopied na your original pink sheet e do hwe issues NDC for ni rezi ye enti no mo so mo nyin tum say NS ya okumi ewi ni ye now we are asking say are they now justified say indeed NS ya okumi ewi ni abano a year na originally and I'm can say when we know okwemu da ho so Are they now justified? Because here is a time I have to buy elections.
Yeah. And Quebec confirm sampa on winning, you know.
Exactly.
Now it is turning something else.
Almost citing your mommy and discrepancies on pink sheet, almost saying your original, and a whole lot of irregularities. And say, no, I quite say, what I'm saying, me resource nearby, and me say, Mimi who is a mecha. Why if was a metin to a macomamia degree 30, and a macquarie marking. A quarry marking Makwakucha. It means that Oma marking me na and Nasa near Nanafin Poziga Kano. The party internal if one work but general say no question internally no. Say party members no work against one party any general. Huma MPP papa because sa two candidates are Nana Kenyina ano Dr. Baumia versus Kennedy Japan
92.9.
So now who is working against who? It's Kennedy Japan team no air working against Dr. Baumia but Sekobasa yepese executives you always say so I'm going to abandon so a MPP say winning. Would you can find a second Mareran can MPP winning? And Akwatia to the MPP winning. Don't you think then the executives will have something to base on say, oh, Mujama 2028, bet me yet mammy winning. But here's the case of my Kolusu. Now sitting in answer so your MPP there. There's one flip with your own.
That's crazy.
It's about 16-15.
110 out of 119. And I can kind of see what I see here from graphic online. I need to quote it. 13,763 for Kwame Esumedu, and I've 16,896 for Bernard Bediakon. I've already seen digital flyers correlate Ura Bernard said we're winning, but out of 119, you know, 110 and I can kind of see 13,763 for Kwame Sumedu na face so Bernard Bediakon from the NDC Nukra 16,896. So clearly share a difference now. We can even a bit more points here to even tell ourselves to say, I mean, this is what it is. Yes, we don't even need to go back and forth about any other thing. Clearly name who said, I mean, I can't hit 110 119 I can't 110 I hear Naka.
I got it a 9.
To make the difference. I mean, between
difference here we are 3,000 plus.
Yes, I know 3,000 plus. I know the year pass. So that is what is currently there. But we'll still wait for a year. Nipa Trinebo and on fire a clear update, you know, and prayer. But when we are back, Ziga Ekansembi said within the party they are really hurting themselves. And near more can fire Sumedu who ever honomono and pay me boss so kakra, but we'll go back to revisit it again in terms of a near more can fire one cast on candidate in home ever honum. In any case, one cast I will cassette our candidate. How much more say Yanema said you will see a tomano no so no. You bet to me a year no. But when we are back, you better call a coalition center. You ne a year Cheneboa could you be doing commonafi? You share the echo any the benjina 7:47 is the time. Bidding at your man so for Kojo Preko Dankwah many and another Ponzi and one face okay tree Kwabna Bedune Wahanoma ye day all the updates coming from Akwatia ye day bro live on the Kessben Plus TV, Kessben TV on Facebook Kessben TV and then Kessben 92.9. Ye basisi ye ba ye the final results in inano ebe bro sisia menko baby me basisia.
To the young people of this country, because whether we like it or not, Ghana is made up of 60% youth.
So that our people will be in a position to make an informed decision.
NDC
Yebema the final one no, and of course Adwintre which is the next program no another critical issue. I mean, Mambe Dean Komo Afaye Akwatia issue. So we'll hand over to Adwintre team, you know, now almost on my twice. But before that, you know, you better call Adwintre no, just about 15 minutes from now. No, my main call back now. What is really happening again at where Coalition Center? What is really happening there? See, Anafi, Yambra back to the studio now. Fi running up now. Fama Adwintre team, you know, no one twice from there. So what to make what is new, what is really happening again at your Coalition Center Hall?
Okay, Kojo Preko Dankwah wants to yes, service to God and country.
Amen.
And one say Obukuso Omode ballot boxes no eba. Who say emu wakaka when chine you know the nearby villages no traffic is wokum. Kojo so no kasa bi e nyi ne say and near to say gina we dia ya won babo results no so ama ye hu we win and after we win but Kojo ade o won say ebe kwa chikaka for ebati and can be ma because the way police I feel the police for no gusto on the boxes no if you yes to me show ya say 10 o'clock and I say 11 o'clock and on the quality but they go so atwe you mo they aso to for because they better from here ma for aswate na ye ma ye ho ayiko isan say adwuma nyasem kotwa fia no fire because we tena adwum no woman wa ko home kaka na ko mu so aka but ni na adwuma no sa de se fire there we team ni na maya there mambo mamaso maya there ba
so you are assuring say entankosi maybe 9 o'clock okoni there na bia the na final na bibia to dey okay any problem so far as I won't coin it there Adwintre which is the next program no which is a political show and also beba so you're going to give them all the updates now on my tour so e wo hono mama entino just be on standby e be san fro na ya details ni
exactly.
Okay. All right. Clearly, no. What is happening is omunya envy, but coalition centers within the political parties, and especially coming from the NDC, and it tells you say clearly the numbers are going for the NDC turning Akwatia into green. But yen running up now for yen fama Adwintre team, you know, on Kessben TV and then the 93.3 and all that. Now for Omontwaso MI from there now for you the echo. Quick, mama no envy kwabna. So far, it's interesting. All the friend is saying coalition centers near Hunina are coming from the NDC. Meaning, so when people for DBA, who be BBA say, won't be BBA soon for your Mohoya.
The idea na no. The idea na no. Agonagu. Ni na say. Figures na abano. Even though I am near Takasas, when and Crofocano, as there will be a woman na Yakojano, Menuvago, or Consuan was Sunday, yes, here the dada. I just say, a Jabitias, here the dada, a friend said, Janka say, we see. Good. And we be there, cause when they say, says, I walk and then, so young people in us a figures, ya bay. You are fully supporting your candidate, say, or Obetimia Winia. Figures, ya bay. Any the jubilation coming from the NDC quarters earlier on my video as a akogan kasa and me who on platforms say confirmed so almost so me can there is an internal collation that goes on the internal collation no any said they've won even though unconfirmed simply means electoral commission make announcing officially that's all but once they have done the internal collation I just so me win no ebema obi orusu MPP so internal coalitions no so malusu that is why but I think say in this game no sanity abato de nyema mienu win or lose obi akọ abato mu with the is obi win but amanisa e die na MPP candidate no anya ni yie e die na MPP as a party antimi anya ni yie earlier on na Frimpo Ziga this internal wranglings our party nim general internal wranglings na our party no if it is anything to go by says san na ekwoso ampa now indeed there are some people working against omo party na what would the MPP do no wetin me say dey way because canker cancer so man hwe ye na say dey way ekwoso ampa say their loss is attributed to nipa bi na say dey adwumatia party ne dia and MPP was somebody poor because nipa mienu na say dey na ekwoso omtem no ye modin kura ye nim obi anso wo numbers at the end of the day say wey adwumatia wey na say wey betimi bedwini e won primary side they are set to go e 31st January mu a the other side no so be adwumatia but na me wrap up no dey meka ne say in 1992 about when the course no you know NDC for the crime even though MPP for boycott here eto amu as we speak no Akwatia seat say NDC we need here abaya 55
there is abaya 64
6-4 rather
6-4
against
NPP
because the NPP had won 5 already and then NDC are winning 4 1992 no go back Kwesi J and NDC were unopposed that was one and in 1996 Alhaji Mohammed Ezra NDC and 2000 Kingston Akumi Kisi MPP and 2004 Kingston Akumi Kisi sign retain seat no that is 2 and 2008 after rerun also soro Baba Jama in 2006 no Baba Jama won with 17,000 votes defeating Kofi Asare and then in 2012 Baba Jama retained the seat and Mercy Adujamfiama say Ezube winning na Henry Yadom Boache and Sube winning in 2020 and 2024 NSC Akumi winning so what we had was na MPP winning 5 already
okay
and Tinanka and KBNDC NDC winning earlier on Kebe 5 they say no more winning no I think say 5 I don't know general say if it's the
numbers in your right
yeah election Marco
9
89 no say 92 96 92 96
2000
2004 208 208 12 16 20 24 you get me 89 sa 9 election na ya no NPP a 4-4 a tie 4-4 tie but enam say NPP e boycott 1992 and until na can say a tie but who person we election who aduma ni na dia and say 92 ni beka with the all
general elections okay I think na country can Akwatia elections
Akwatia na America
okay
Akwatia na America into Akwatia no NPP boycotted parliament in 1992 and I get bet no call unopposed by the 2000 both it was 1996 no NPP presented candidate but they lost another the biggest margin NDC for media winning over 3,000 9,000 difference and I must say 20 years later and I must say also the 5,000 Edwini Baba Jama nimienu na a change of government here so back a change of government and back still maintain we understand and before this elections now NDC are winning 5 and NPP are winning 4 and they say by election aba it is NPP are winning 4 NDC are winning 6
okay
let's count it 92 NPP that's one right 1990 92 NPP 96 NDC 2 2000 NPP 1 2004 NPP 2 2008 Baba Jama 3 NDC 3
2012 Baba Jama
2012 Baba Jama 4 2006 Ama say 3 2020 NSC Akumina Yadom Boache 1 5 and 2024 Kumi every year 4 it's NPP remaining 4 and then 5 we to call 5 it is say we na be count Bernard no lawyer na be count omo 6
okay
all right omo 6 he say Usha since 1992 no NDC are presenting 6 candidates and the NPP also are presenting 6 candidates now it is only Baba Jama and Kwana Timia 4 consecutive times 204 lost 1208
2012 and lost 2016. Eti Baba Jama win 2 and we lose 2. One in the power contest to opa. Bawi Baba Jama obi say Mr. I say Asari.
Dr. Asari no.
Dr. Asari.
Yeah.
Dr. Asari so occurred twice because he won the seat in 2000 and almost retaining. Yes, almost retaining in 2004. Osabe you know. And NS also occurred twice. So that is that. And okay. We share a use sooner. We say the Biara make say NDC then lose by election when they are in power. Because we said they see what Chirepon in Biana see. Chirepon was the same 2009. Yeah. General election.
Yeah.
A year pepe. No see September.
Exactly.
Yeah. Chirepon is so. In September.
But this is the 33rd by elections are Akoso. And then the NK 133. And now NDC. I was 14. And then this year we need 16. MPP we need 16. So it means NPP have been leading when it comes to by elections. Until NDC has some flip it when it there. And then I just say Ababa be 16, 15.
Okay. All right.
And you know, kudos to NDC candidates. If it's official NDC, Electoral Commission, the results
all right.
I think they have a lot to do.
Because you know, NPP Nkuan yebe twaba. Start year develop more develop moment election.
Yeah, I remember.
And people who are swing regions, swing constituency by election, they can't win. But NDC, when you develop to be more, recently there was this library on baby no Akwatia or the next so NPP didn't be, but you were able to work on it. You see, we say so we go to take something out of this election for the NDC. Presidential race, it wouldn't be a joke because say what Julius Debra is doing. If you're able to deliver Akwatia for them, since he's also from Eastern region, he's going to capture all the Eastern regional votes.
It's good.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
JD is going to get all the Eastern region. Say Obi for Eastern region and contesting her. It's likely that so at the end of Juma year you'll be able to get about 70% of Eastern regional votes.
Okay.
I'm telling you about fact.
All right.
And I said Ketia. That's why I said Ketia was seriously holding on because he realized that look, this is the son of the region and this is the constituency and and this man walk or your work you are very visible. They are giving an opportunity to commission projects and all this stuff. Then let me go there. It is so steady. I said Ketia, the house to house, the last 3 days, house to house Lorna was engaging people on a car open top. Acting like a president coming. You understand? It's just a way our person who's visible.
All right.
A man confirm with way. So this election, I'm telling you from next week.
Yeah, fancy 12 minutes into 8 p.m. We stood the test of time by starting. I'm
telling you.
From 4 p.m. downside to 8:12, Mahanum and demo ABC, we're handing over to a Argentina team no normal so they're going to give you the final verdict and then the figures. Then we look at the differences between by election a course so Akwatia no Medobi biara se but the technical team na say Danny and I feel so Amos, Medamunina Ase, and I feel so Kweku Ananse. Production side, Unit Safole, Baba, Grace, Sam, Medawasibi Brain, I feel so Fifi, and then Daniel, Medamunina, and then the news team, Medobi Biarase, Catch up Kabana Bedumida say, and I feel so Nana Ziga, Frimpon, and also Medanasibi Brain, and then our guest, Ibad Ibrahim, security expert, and also Medanasibi Brain, say, on also Ebeboy. We are back tomorrow morning. Ma betina senafi yedi nkomo results ni nyina and all the analysis I course nyina no yedi ni nyina ebebremo ochina anopa but then wait mama wo Kessben TV no adwentre is next or your television with all the analysis and the last things that are going to happen Akwatia ni nyina no adwentre team no at the ebemam on Kessben TV Plus. You're going to enjoy your entertainment and the movies and music na face so on 92.9 also. You're going to have great music coming from Captain B.O. with the Kessben Traffic Jam on a Nat Humble Lion meeting at your man so for Kojo Preko Dankwah. We are back again tomorrow, God willing, and not on essbenMaakye. Good evening.
day. Mentinka kekeo. Minimankasa. If you say the luckiest season 3 asayaba.
Afe mami chew a kwanya obefa so nye o ticket but star 712 hash na di ehihye no so to ticket ana se ko internet no so na bo theluckiestafrica.com se bia mia community ticket no so na you would lucky number
ubetumi so ama system na ebi amount share ahia wo pese wutua every 1 Ghana cedi kosi 5000 Ghana cedi ubetumi mpo ato ticket no ama obi foforo ye obi hero wo pese wutua enye den kra wo Ghana for mobile money tia na se wo amanone dia for bank card tia
ticket baako ebo sika no ho empay ahanum 500 times we ye massa ye pe there will community de benyanso betimi aye emoho edu 10 times
inti yen kambom na yen lucky na luck bebia
Shamo Huso, and Yamma Wana Wondi in Fiedu watching. Luckiest Jumedie, NLA Imrate, Tre wa Caritas Lottery Platform no so.
Ejomima wedi meka jinchirimu ya kika wadwesu ha se wa frem kireme na me so me nko hobi me nka nchiro bia onso